and performance. With versatile sizing from 34 to 104 inches, you'll have what you need to make your summer lawn care a breeze. Financing is always available. Check lawnmowerhosp.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Oiler Insider and Jersey Aficionado.
1-2 to Lucas. And he hits this ball well. Deep down the right field line. Tatis to the corner. It's a birthday home run. 1-0 Blue Jays in the first.
60% talent, 40% Swedish hair cream.
Tara Martinez. Julian Alvarez. Wow. The quality of a world champion right there from Julian Alvarez. And Argentina have their extra time get-out clause again.
It's all gas, no brakes.
From the cloud level tops, and he watches on as Cody Fajardo pitches this one to Chester Reagan. And he couldn't, could he? Oh, you know he will. Touchdown Reagan, unstoppable.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton Sports Leader, Sports 1440.
Happy Monday. Welcome to the Tom Gazzola Show right here on Sports 1440. Tom, Eddie, Brandon, Fenny, all in, ready to rock and roll after a great weekend weather-wise. Lots of action in the world of sports, tons to get to. Of course, the Tom Gazzola Show presented by Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Bet365 is available in Alberta and here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Hit us up in the text line 1-833-401-1440. Great show on the way today. Good morning, Eddie. How are you, sir?
Tommy G, how you doing, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good weekend?
Nice weekend. Yeah, it was nice. Got to enjoy it, and the weather and outside of that crazy storm we were all talking about, like, oh my goodness.
On Friday there?
Yes.
So that's wild the way that just spurts across the city, because I was doing a little workout outside in the south over Millwoods area, and the clouds were looming, and we thought, oh boy, we're going to have to move this workout indoors. We didn't. We got spit on slightly, but then you go on social media later and you see what happened at Commonwealth and in the north end, all the flash flooding. It's crazy.
Oh, trees in the middle of the road. People having to turn around. A friend of mine was in from New Jersey, and he's back home, and he goes, I had to take a different route because there were multiple trees in the middle of the roads on our streets. And then after that storm went away, beautiful.
Right back to it.
Incredible. I'm looking out my window. I'm watching the Riverhawks game on YouTube, and I'm like, whoa, what is going on? And I look, and the clouds are just whipping by. And then it starts raining sideways. I'm like, this is gnarly.
They're cells, Tommy. That's what I've learned that's my terminology. They're cells. Having coached Timbit soccer the past 3 years, you got to be in touch with the weather radar if you got to cancel or move practice or game. And you learn quick that the stuff blows over. It can be nasty, but if you pay attention, they're just cells that pass by. And then we'll be good afterwards.
You and Josh Clausen right here.
Right there. Exactly.
I love it. Brandon, how are you doing? How was your weekend? You had a busy one.
Oh, it was very busy, Tom. I, much like you guys, was watching that storm roll in on Friday night, but I was outside for my evening walk, and I had a choice to make at a certain point where I thought I can go right here and go stop by my local convenience store and get a Slurpee.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed very fitting given our discussion earlier on in that day, or I can turn left and make an immediate path back towards my building. I went for the Slurpee, and as a result was caught out in the storm for about the last 7 minutes of my walk, which turned into the closest thing I can do to running.
You started
at
the
this
trot?
point. I was trying. I don't think I was moving any faster than as if I was walking, but I had to try. And I got into my apartment building just soaked right to the bone. Went out, quickly scampered out of my patio to try and pull my tomato plants in under a little bit more cover in case there was some hail coming and whatnot. I didn't want them to get beat up. They're flowered. They're like, there's little bulb tomatoes formed. I can't lose them.
No.
It's too important. It's too important to me.
Your babies.
So that was great. And then back home to Stettler's Saturday night to bartend a wedding. Watch the sun come up as I arrived back in Edmonton Sunday morning at 4:30, 4:45.
All-nighter.
It was an all-nighter.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I went to the Riverhawks game yesterday, which is part of the reason I came back, so I could just sleep in my own bed for a half dozen hours and then just head down to Remax Field for the baseball game. And it was hot. And then even still got a little bit of rain in like the 8th or 9th inning, just a quick little sell, if you will, Eddie. And then on my drive home,
Well done.
My drive home back from the Diamond to the West End here, it was almost similar to Friday, just without quite the violent winds and stuff, but just the rain coming down so hard, like you couldn't even see out your windshield really. So even with all the nice weather mixed in, there's still these little spurts of moisture that can't be avoided seemingly.
Oh.
Okay, Duke. So what was the flavor of the Slurpee you risked yourself for?
Well, okay, so mine was standard. I was tempted by your influence because I even took a picture of it. I meant to send it to you guys and totally forgot due to the hurried nature of my walk home. Right beside each other, Sprite and Grape on the lineup, and I thought
they know the people.
Should I try this just so I can tell Eddie that I've tried it? But I got to go tried and true, so I just went Pepsi.
They knew what they were doing. That's not an accident.
That's targeted.
Yeah. Targeted audience.
Ooh, that's tough.
The universe works in mysterious ways, gentlemen. We have a great show for you today. Of course, Austin Mack will be joining us from the Elks. Huge game for them on Thursday. He had a big night as well, among many. I mean, how many yards of offense? 536, was it? 37, yep. So we'll talk to Austin Mack. He's having a decent start to his time in the Double E. And then Mark Spector will be back. Low Tide will join us. And JP Hornstra to talk a little MLB as we're getting set for the All-Star game. No Ohtani at the All-Star game. That sucks.
Is he, I didn't catch that story. Is he just taking rest?
I think he's, I think he's nicked up.
Yeah.
What were they saying? Soreness?
Man, the Jays, you just look at the standing. Like they're fighting it, man. Last in the division.
Can't put it together.
No.
They can't put it together. So how about my D-backs? I haven't checked in on them in a while. Let's see. We'll find out. The Jays losing to San Diego the other day. So let's see the D-backs really quickly. Yeah. See, they're like in there, and nobody really cares. They're like, oh yeah, they're there. Yeah. Following up the Dodgers, who are continuing to be a wagon. How about Fenny? Fenny, how are you doing? You want to check in, Josh Fenwick?
I'm doing well, Tom. Very well
Calgary?
rested after a long and tiring weekend, I would say. It's spent a lot of time at famed dive bar chain L Furniture Warehouse.
I like that spot.
Yeah, but hey, it was nice. And
Yeah.
they had a great deal running. So
what was the deal?
You could get a double shot with a whole Red Bull and a Corona for $14. And I was like, oh, I guess I could partake. And my best friend and I sat there while my girlfriend and her friend were at RuPaul's DJ set. And then
interesting. Okay, then.
The world record setters, apparently. Largest drag show attendance ever. So
Damn.
I was like,
That's
all
something.
right. So they texted me when it was over, and my buddy and I walked from Stephen Ave, and bless up for my mom. She picked us up.
Nice.
Thanks, Mom. Love
Duke.
you.
Got your back.
And then just a whole schwack of drinking, and then everyone slept on the car ride yesterday while I drove. I was very jealous.
Oh, well, that sounds wonderful.
It was a great time.
Yeah.
I would do it. I would do it again.
Thank God for Mom.
Mom, yeah, they're the best. They're the best. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. The biggest drag show. Drag. Okay. Lots of dancing, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful. Tim texted in. He says, got home from the coast after a month away on Sunday. My house looked like a bomb came through it. Oof. Yeah.
That's how it be sometimes,
That's
Timmy.
what happens. That's what happens. Okay, we're talking about a few things. I mean, lots happened in the world of sports, obviously. But I said to you, Eddie, I said to Brandon too, like, Jake Dolagala ain't it. Trey Ford ain't it. Ticats in a world of trouble. 38-7, they lose yesterday. Like, good game between Montreal and Calgary. We know what happened with the Elks. Winnipeg beats Toronto, takes care of business there. But the Ticats,
Is there another position in sports, fellas? And we can open this up to all sport, really. I'm thinking maybe goaltender, but I don't even know if that's even up there on the list. But is there another position that is as critical to a team's success as a quarterback? If you can think about it, it's not really so much pitching in baseball. A goaltender, yeah, you need one, but it really comes down, in my opinion, to a lot of the defensive play in front of that goaltender. Sure, a quarterback, you can make the argument, comes down to the offensive line play for him to have success. But at the end of the day, the team is going to go where a quarterback takes them. And we've seen, of course, with the injury to Bo Levi Mitchell, we know what Trey Ford's about. We've seen him here in this franchise for a few years. Dolagala, young, still some potential there. But, man, you lose your starting Q in Bo Levi Mitchell, and just like that, your season is essentially derailed when you are potentially one of the Grey Cup favorites.
Dolagala, 122 yards, 17 of 30. Ford went 5 for 6 for 47 yards.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Garbage time.
It's mopping up. And then, obviously, the Riders popped off. Harris, very consistent, 18 of 25, 2 TDs, 2 picks. Are they a wagon in your opinion?
No, I wouldn't say a wagon. They're a good team. Okay. But they're not a wagon. They're not a powerhouse. I do like some elements. And whenever you have a quarterback like Trevor Harris that you can trust and know is going to go out and get the job done, yeah, you're in a good position. But in terms of the wagons, dare I say, the Double E, I would put them up there just based off roster talent and makeup. And then Montreal. Montreal is a really good team. I know Edmonton beat Montreal earlier, but man, what Jason Moss is selling, I'm buying 10 times over.
Where do you stand on Calgary? Like, where do they fit in your opinion?
There's some elements to their team that I like. I mean, their defensive line, I would argue, is the best in the CFL, and they're quite impactful. Vernon Adams, I really like how he's grown as a player over the years. I was a teammate of his back in 2017 in Saskatchewan when he was just the third string quarterback, and see the evolution of Vern from then till now. And you see the game he had last week where he put up 7 touchdowns. I like him. I think you can win with him. They still need to get healthy in some positions, but I'm never going to be up here touting Calgary's horn, man. They got some good elements there, Tommy G, but that's about the most you'll get out of me, man, when it comes to the Stamps.
Your green and gold is showing, Eddie.
Yeah, I can't help it.
No, it's all good. Yeah, big week for the Elks. I like that they get a crack at the BC Lions again after losing to them a week and a half ago. So we'll ask Austin Mack about that and this situation. Do you like where the Elks are at going into this matchup?
I do. And I want to ask Austin this, like, if the fellas in the locker room are taking the approach that this is like a revenge game, a get back game for BC, because that was one they dropped. They were better than BC going into it and coming out. Look at what they did last week.
Listen, I know it's Ottawa, but they, after the third quarter especially, they took care of business and they opened it up, and the big players made big plays. So I'm looking forward to Friday's game. I'll be working it, and hopefully it's a good one down at Commonwealth. We'll get a lot of people there. Maybe.
Oh, man, that's my thing, is I'm challenging the fans now. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Ooh.
Like, I am honestly putting out the critical challenge to the fans or the people that claim they're fans of this franchise. Show up. Enough talk about all the excuses, this and that. I put a tweet out too, in terms of, I don't want to hear about the in-game experience. You have the CFL MOP frontrunner and Justin Rankin. I don't want to hear about summer and the hours and, we're going to the cabin. No, it's Friday night. It's going to be 7 p.m. kickoff, 27 degrees. There's no excuses. Edmonton needs to show up and support this team, because right now it's low-key kind of embarrassing. And hey, look, what this franchise has done over the past 6-7 years has been embarrassing. So I get it, fans. I get it. But now let's turn the page, because what they're doing is right. And let's not have Commonwealth look as embarrassingly empty as it looks at some of these home games.
I know, it sucks. It really does. When that building, I know it's 55,000 seats, but when you only have, I think what they announced did they announce 20? Brando, did you see that?
I didn't catch the actual announcement.
For the Elks game?
Yeah.
Announced attendance was, I think, just over 14,000.
Yeah, it looked like 14,000.
Which, if they're announcing
Unfortunately.
14, I think our estimations on Friday of maybe around 10 or so are probably pretty accurate.
I have some selfish reasons too. I want the Double E to show up against the Lions because the BC Lions are tweeting at me personally.
Again?
No,
Well,
but
that one- that
they'll
was
give
funny.
anybody a mic. Come on, Double E. One trick pony over there.
You're good to quite good, I would say, on the mic. So maybe you're in their kitchen. Hey,
hey, man.
And then
They're tweeting at me now, Tommy.
Maybe you get the last laugh on Friday.
At the end of the day, all I know is they're watching Elks Nation podcast.
There you go. You and Declan. That's right. You got their attention. Rod in the chat over on YouTube says the Elks are exciting again with the big smiley face. And yeah, they are. I mean, they've put together something. It seems like it's something that's emanating that's special, in my opinion.
I would totally agree. It's so interesting watching how this process has played out because we heard all offseason, Tom, from Chris Morris and Ed Hervey, even Coach Killam. They're doing the right things. They're looking to sign players, not just on talent, because they're good guys and business practices. They're doing it the right way again and reconnecting with the community.
Very important.
This had been lost over the previous regimes. And it's interesting to see if you do it the right way, how it all unfolds into the success that they're having on the field. You know, it's not a coincidence. There is a correlation here.
Very thorough. You do things the right way. You start, you build up a base. And I think you summed it up very nicely. Big Baby text in, wants to know, Eddie, did you go to the last game?
Absolutely.
You were there.
I'm there. I fortunately, so of course I got a family. I got a couple of young kids. I was able to go alone this past game. And I do bring the kids now. I support in numbers. But it's nice for me to get to games alone sometimes so I can actually watch the football. Sometimes with the kids, you know, they're all over you looking to get snacks. You're walking the concourse. Here I was able to sit right behind the Ottawa bench, section U, about 10 rows up. I sat all alone in the sunshine and just locked in and watched some ball, man.
Took it all in. Compro Evolution texts in, says, Eddie, I want to go, but the idea of parking seems an issue. Where do you park there? I will not take the LRT. And specifically asked you for your advice on that.
That's it's a little bit easier said than done for me. So I sit on the board of directors for the Alumni Association.
Yes. Okay.
So due to the fact that I am a board member, I get a parking pass for an undisclosed parking location, not actually right at Commonwealth, just across the street at the liquor store there at the corner.
Oh, yeah.
So we get to park in the back there of that building. So, you know, I get a parking pass and it's easier for me. But my family growing up, going to games when they would watch me when I was playing with the Double E, it was all about the LRT. My question, I guess, has things changed so much in the past 10 years? I know there's homeless issues around there, but there always has been. Has it changed that much? It's
gotten rough.
Has it gotten rough for Tommy G?
Yeah. The games that I wouldn't work, I would hop on the LRT because I still have my season seats. I'm a season seat holder. Or you know what I would start doing, because it did get pretty rough after COVID and during COVID, obviously. I take a scooter, but I live downtown. Just go down 107.
That's what I do to Riverhawks games, actually.
Those are fun.
I park on White Ave because I'm deep south. I'll park White Ave and I'll scooter in there alone. Just,
Smart.
you know, for the adventure.
Yeah.
All right. It's kind of fun.
It is a nice walk or adventure, if you will.
So with Commonwealth, even if I didn't have a parking pass, and I've done this a lot, is just about 4 or 5 blocks away. You got to park kind of in the hood, but just park and walk. And I mean, yeah, I'm a big black guy, so nobody's ever messed with me. But I think if you're out there in numbers, especially in a Double E jersey, I don't think anybody's going to be messing with you.
No, you should be all right. It is a great time. The team's playing very well. Austin Mack will be joining us, star receiver for the Edmonton Elks. We're off and running. Week number 2 of the Tom Gazzola Show here on Sports 1440.
It's the hard jobs that take know-how, expertise, and the right experience. And that's why, time and time again, GS Construction gets the call when it comes to the hard jobs. Underground projects that are genuinely difficult, like deep installs, tough ground conditions, or tight urban sites. So remember, when it's a hard job, the list gets short, and GS Construction is on it. Want to tackle the hard jobs? We're looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be
dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Want to invest in Alberta's workforce, fill your talent pipeline, and get funding? Careers, the next generation connects employers with motivated, pre-vetted youth through funded internships. Easy, impactful, and risk-free.
When you work with a group like Careers who have experience in that area, they can demystify and navigate all the complex steps and stakeholders that have to be involved.
Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Shoulder pain. It can make even the simplest things like reaching up, lifting a bag, brushing your teeth, or sleeping frustrating. Rotator cuff strains, impingement, arthritis, they're some of the most common issues we treat every day. I'm Grant Fedorik, and at Leading Edge Physio, our team brings postgraduate training, evidence-based technology, and just the right amount of humor and humility to help you feel better. Because we never forget the most important part, the gratitude we feel for every patient who allows us the opportunity to care for them. Because life shouldn't hurt. When it does, leadingedgephysio.com.
Pride of the North Side and a man about town. Listen to the Tom Gazzola Show, weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
Does your bank do local? We do. When you bank with Vision Credit Union, you're banking with a rural Albertan cooperative that cares about the community where you live. There's no question. We actively support our rural communities at the local level through charitable donations, volunteerism, local team and event sponsorships, and by returning millions in profit shares to our members every year. Does your bank do that? We do local. Bank with Vision Credit Union. VisionCU.ca.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$7:22. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well out there. Tom, Eddie, Brandon, and Fenny with you on the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. We're going to dive in with our first guest of the show. He's a busy man, getting ready for a big game against the BC Lions this week. Looking forward to covering that one. Hopefully I don't almost die. Eddie, you're laughing. I know. A lot of people talking about that. Austin Mack is our headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, because your pipes take a beating on game day too. Ready for overtime, even when your plumbing isn't. MrRooter.ca, Mr. Austin Mack, return of the Mack. Great to have him on the show. How are you today, sir?
What's up, Tom? Good morning. I'm doing great, man. I hope your ACL is doing good over there, man. You're jumping around, trying to dodge.
Oh, you know what? Cordell was nice. He apologized. But I juked when I should have jibed. I ran into it thinking that the ball was going to go behind me. And then Cordell pushed it. That was Harding. Yeah, or Justin Harding. Sorry, not Harding. That's a goalie in hockey. But yeah, I almost got it. But we're all good.
Well, next game, Tommy, you got to get in line with the Double E as they're doing their warm-ups, pregame warm-ups. Got to get those hammies loose, baby.
I might need to, but I'll tell you what, great action. Austin, okay, so like I was saying, Eddie and I were talking about this BC game. We're excited about it. Obviously, you guys get a crack at them again after what happened in Kelowna, but in terms of where you guys are at right now with the type of game you've put together, like how would you assess this start to the season? The numbers are good, but how do you look at it?
Yeah, I'd say, just from the past, obviously, from the WE, this is a great standard to be at. When we look at it as a whole, we obviously see that, from an offensive standpoint, we're leaving a lot out there. And so we can still have a lot more to put together. And that's what we're trying to do, is get a full 4 quarters, WE football put together and being able to capitalize on that for a full game.
Austin, I want to ask, when you signed here in the offseason, obviously you knew Cody Fajardo was here, had some good chemistry and success with him in the past, as we all know. Has you guys been able to find that chemistry and hit the ground running, so to speak, this season?
Yeah, I think more than anything, we're really starting to click now. Obviously it takes some time to get going in the system and get going with your guy. And, he trusts me a lot. I trust him. And obviously in some big instances in this season, you can see him trusting me a lot as well. So it's just only going to keep going from there and keep going up. So it's just about us continue to keep growing, week in and week out.
That's right, man. That's right. Keep growing. And that's what we're seeing out of the offense, that it truly is starting to really hit their stride. Now, one thing that I notice is Justin Rankin, of course, he's MOP front runner and all eyes on him. Do you find that with so much focus on Rankin throughout the course of games that it can potentially open up opportunities for other guys on the offense to make plays?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when they want to throw 9, 10 in the box, I mean, I love it. They want to come around and play man coverage because they have to, fill the box as a receiver. We love it. And I think coming here made it a great balance, right? Having a strong air attack and a strong ground attack. Now we just got to continue to keep putting it together, right? Last game against this team, they kind of stopped one side of that two-headed monster. And it really led us to be one-dimensional. It's something that I know coming into this week we don't want to do.
Austin Mack with us from the Elks, wide receiver, as they get set for the BC Lions. And the Lions, I know you weren't with the team, but they've been a thorn in the side of the Elks over the last number of years. They seem to have their number. That game a couple of weeks ago, do you see the potential in being able to overcome some of the mistakes that were made in that game? Are you guys kind of licking your chops looking at this game on Friday? As I know Mark Killam likes to say, to go 1-0 each week. How do you assess this game and what happened a couple of weeks ago there, Austin?
Yeah, I think biggest thing is just the opportunities that we had is being able to maximize, those opportunities. Number one, we got to be able to establish the run. Once we can establish the run and be able to get to second and manageable versus being a second and long all day, keeps our offense on the field. We want to make sure that Nathan Rourke doesn't have the ball as much as possible. So we got to be able to stay on the field. Maximize on our shot plays, be able to hit those, right? I think we had a couple of shot plays where maybe we stopped running or maybe we didn't get to a ball, and those things it just can't happen, right? And so I think that's something, today we're coming into day one. I'm excited to hear from the coaches, and I think we're gonna have a good game plan here coming, here soon.
Hey, Austin, outside of football, how has Edmonton treated you? Has it been a pleasant city, a little bit different than expected? And then also, I see that you're a family man. Do you have your family up here with you during the season?
Oh yeah. Definitely had the family up here, man. We made the full move to Edmonton here this year. Drove 40 hours, man, from all my stuff from Montreal over. But it's been great. We love it so far. We've been getting more and more, moved in, and same with trying to get out in Edmonton and kind of explore. With more free time and as time goes by, I went out to Rib Fest this past weekend. So
nice.
More and more things are starting to come up as it starts to warm up too. So I'm excited to explore as the year goes on.
Good for you, Austin. I just want to ask about having the family out here, because I was married and I played abroad from my family at periods of time in my career, and it's challenging, right? And having my wife with me, it was always much more easier on me. Just there was a place to go outside of football where I had some familiarity and someone to just get my back and love on me. How has that impacted you throughout your career?
I mean, I think it's big because more than anything, it's just having a routine, and when you have that routine, everything's kind of situated, especially at home. Don't have to worry about the laundry, dinner, any of that stuff. It kind of just helps. And it's really just a team effort. That's why my wife loves being here during the season. And so it's a blessing to have for sure.
I know we talk a lot about you and Cody Fajardo, and honestly, anytime I'm looking down the sidelines or throughout the season, I've noticed you guys talk a lot, and obviously you guys have that connection going back to the Montreal days. But who else has really kind of become a good buddy on the team? I'm sure you got a bunch, but we could talk about you and Fajardo all we want. But I'm sure there's friendships and relationships that are starting to build up here as you kind of get settled in Edmonton.
Yeah, man, I'm getting really close with this receiver room. We got a couple young guys. It's been great to put my arms around them. Josh Cephas, TJ, Carter Kettle. And, you know, a lot of it has been great. Excited to keep growing with this receiver group. The defense is another group that I've been getting really close with, especially the DBs. You know, they more than anything, they know me as a competitor, right? Going against each other last couple of years, and this group's been together for a couple of years. And so I remember coming in camp, and you know, they're trying to try me, and they're ready to get after me, right? And more than anything, I've just been able to gain their respect through this time so far, being able to be with the team. So it's been good and ready to keep building.
Austin, last one for me really quickly. Just something that I've observed watching the games early in the season here through the first 5 games. Is it intentional on the first drive, even one of the first 2 or 3 plays of the game, to try and get Skylar Griffin the football? Because it seems like every game you guys are leading off offensive series by getting him a completion and usually ending up into a first down. I don't think many people notice that, but that stood out to me now, man.
Yeah, I think, it's more of a Jordan question there, but, Jordan has done a great job of being able to, get us into a good drive starter, especially to start the game. And a lot of the times they always end up having more of a monster big team, which is our bigger protection versus 5 receivers. We'll have more of, Skylar coming in as that tight end type of a role, and we'll just leak him into the flat. He'll be in for protection, leak him to the flat. And we're actually trying to, hit a good shot, right? And then they just leave the flat wide open, right? And he just takes advantage of it. So more than anything, I think it's just more of, right, us trying to develop and scheme things along, and Jordan calling those plays at the right time, and Cody just finding Skylar in the flat and then just getting us going. So it's really been working out the last couple games for sure.
Eddie Steele, student of the game, no matter what. Playing career is over, and he's observing everything that's going on. Austin, I know you're a busy man. Appreciate you hopping on today. Look forward to seeing you on the sidelines on Friday.
Appreciate you guys. You have a great day.
You too. Awesome stuff. Austin Mack, wide receiver for the Edmonton Elks, had a pretty nice night on Thursday. 94 yards. I was looking at the box chart.
He's having a good start to the year. I think 367 is his yardage total, 3 touchdowns.
For the season. Yeah, 94. 7 targets on Thursday, 6 receptions, longest 15, or pardon me, he averaged 15.7, longest was 38. Yeah, is he coming as advertised?
I was just going to say, took the words out of my mouth, Tom. Yeah. He is as advertised, worth the price tag.
Mm-hmm.
He's the number 1. He's the ace receiver. And you can see Cody has absolute chemistry with him. And as Austin alluded to, in situations where they need a play, you can see Cody's first look is to Austin Mack.
Of course. Absolutely. That is your headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter, knocking your plumbing problems out of the park. That's mrrooter.ca. They needed a number 1, right? They had, did they even have a number 2 last year?
Yeah, it was more by committee.
Yes. I remember talking to Farhan about that. He goes, I don't know. He's like, they have a bunch of guys that are like, maybe a 2.
Yeah.
Keon
Keon, exactly. He's on the verge of a 2-1.
Yeah.
And Keon left a lot of yardage out there last year with a couple of big drops, and still had a career year at 800 yards.
He did.
If he didn't have 3 major drops, he'd probably be over 1,000 yards last year.
I remember that Hamilton game. Ooh. I remember the Winnipeg game. But you know what? To his credit, he would bounce back strong. He made some huge catches. And now with Mack in tow, Keon can maybe takes the pressure off.
Batman and Robin element.
Batman and Robin. I
and
like that.
Keon's got a really good head on his shoulder too, Tom. We had him on the podcast in the offseason, and very impressed with how he handled, some of those downtimes last year, some of those drops, because I've been there, man, and you can really get in the dumps really quickly if you're not performing, and then it's like the world is caving in around you. He didn't have that type of mentality, and it was very impressive to see.
Matt LeDuc was waiting for you to ask about the D-line again.
Ask Austin Mack about the D-line.
Oh, good stuff from Austin Mack. We'll see what the Elks can do against the BC Lions, but yeah, I don't know. It's just they have been able to get the Elks, and they've owned them. Remember they shut them out a couple of years ago?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have owned them. I feel like the tides are turning, though. I feel that this game at home, this coaching staff is where it begins for me. They're going to have these boys prepared this week.
When you watch and listen to Mark Killam, and listen, like, obviously he's the head coach, and he's the guy that leads the charge and sets the tone. But what do you see in him when you watch him on the sidelines, when you catch his clips. I watch, you know how the Elks post their victory speeches and all that. I'm like, I watch him and I go, I feel like these guys believe in him, and he doesn't strike me as someone that they would look at me. This guy's all talk. He doesn't have that element. I think it's legit.
Yeah, it's not phony or corny.
Yeah.
It's true. It's real. That's who he is. It's passion. And the guys buy into it. I watch it and I can tell. I've been around coaches who are raw, give you the lip service. But Coach Killam is really a guy who's going to do what he says.
Yeah.
Right. And he talks about the hard work. Well, he'll get down there and he'll work hard with you. He's not just going to stand from a pedestal and dictate you around. I've seen how he operates. I've seen he gets in the trenches. He's not scared to even, for example, get down and do push-ups with the guys.
Yeah.
Like, he's not scared to do those types of things. And guys follow that, man. He's a younger type of a coach too. So you can relate to the guys.
Yep.
And that fire and the passion, haven't seen that in Calgary for so many years. And we've brushed shoulders many times over the years. I knew what he was about. But up close, it's special, man. It's special. And he is absolutely a leader of men. Not always perfect. It's not always the best words. Doesn't have a scripted speech every time like some coaches where they can just throw out word salad and it sounds pretty. Nah, he's a gritty blue call. He's Edmonton, baby. He's Edmonton through and through. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Speaking of getting in there, he had the arm bag thing, and he was like hitting guys and getting into it. And they put it on their video on their social media. The Elks did the other day. I'm like, he's, like you said, right in there, Eddie. And that's legit. And I remember when he was in Calgary, and I'm like, who is that guy that's like psycho, like yelling all the time? And it's like, oh, that's Mark Killam.
Who's the guy with the hair just screaming?
Yeah. I'm like, that guy's going nuts. And then now that he's the head coach here and you get to see him, spend a little time talking to him, pick his brain a little bit, you're like, oh, this guy, to me at least, legit. And I think you summed it up nicely. So.
Yeah. And part of that psycho that we talk about, he's reined that back now that you're the head coach, because you have to deal with people in a different type of manner. Yes, there's a time and place for that passion, but I think he's done a great job at now becoming a well-rounded head coach. Even last year, you could see maybe sometimes he was a little in over his head. There was a lot going on. Now he's a total game manager, team manager. He's not focused on the specials as much, more comfortable in his element. And you can totally see that.
We'll see how the Elks handle the BC Lions this week. Anything else from last week in the CFL that stood out to you?
Not a ton. Winnipeg. I mean, Drew Brown.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. That's a
good start.
Bad look for Ryan Dinwiddie down there in Ottawa, having gotten rid of Drew Brown and picking Jake Mayer over him. And then Drew comes to Winnipeg and slings that pill.
That's the interesting part, is giving the starting job to Jake Mayer. And then I know Drew Brown struggles to stay healthy, but man, he looked like a man on a mission in that start, his first one back with the Bombers. But yeah, there was that locker room post game on Thursday, because we went down to do Red Black stuff. The desk wanted Red Blacks, and the vibe was not good.
No,
I mean, AJ Jakubik's like, how do you fix it? That was one of his questions post game to the players and to Dinwiddie, and it was a lot of
not sure. 0-5. That's season's almost over.
We're almost a third of the way through the season here.
It's almost over for you guys. Curtains, murder she wrote.
That's tough. That is tough. So, yeah. But, and it's too bad too, because Ottawa seems like an awesome CFL city. I liked it too whenever I would go visit there.
You been to Lansdowne?
I haven't been to Lansdowne, but everyone says it's really good.
So cool.
Yeah.
Nice setup. Really nice. It's probably one of the best stadium setups in the CFL. Cute little atmosphere environment.
Yeah.
They got some shops around right outside. The stadium is neat. I love Commonwealth, but it's overwhelming, right? We're at Lansdowne. It's just a cuter, perfect CFL stadium. Yeah.
Nestled in there.
Nestled in there.
Yeah.
Perfect CFL stadium. About 26,000. That's all you need.
It's too bad. Because, yeah, you could tell, like, when the Red Blacks came into the league and they were good, they went to the Grey Cup. 2016, they won it with Hank. And then 2018, when it was here, they lost to Calgary. Trevor Harris years were pretty good. And then it's just the last 5 or 6 years have been really rough. One playoff appearance, I think, in like 6 years now.
Yeah, it's been rough. And as bad of a go as we've had around here in Edmonton, I asked Rick and Declan on Elks Nation this the other day. Pull up the two records of Edmonton and Ottawa since 2019. In Edmonton, they're taking a lashing by the public here, right? Name change and all that. I get it. But Ottawa is right there with them, win-loss. It's not been good.
Bad Captain has a text I want to get to. We got to take a quick break. We got an open segment coming up, though. But it's in regard to the Elks infrastructure. And I'm curious to know what you guys think. We're going to continue rolling on here. The Gazzola Show presented by Bet365.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer. Relax, Mike. See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Summer weekends in Alberta mean one thing: tournament season.
I brought the folding chairs. I brought the sunscreen. I brought the umbrella. Just in case.
But who brought the snacks to get through a doubleheader?
I got Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky. The ultimate sideline fuel. Whether you're cheering on the kids or watching the pros, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Hurry in for hot summer savings at Wolf GMC Buick. Take advantage of 0% purchase financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 pickups. 0% purchase financing for 36 months on select new 2026 Sierra 2500 Denali and Denali Ultimate models. Plus, huge cash savings on GMC Sierra heavy-duty trucks. And ask about the $1,000 truck trade-in bonus and low-rate lease offers. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton, Jason Greger is a must-listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America. If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first. Greger rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
For all your welding supplies, think AWS Welding. Located in Nisku, their readily stocked storefront carries a wide variety of welding glasses, cylinder rentals, plus welding rod, wire, and consumables. Same-day delivery is always available. And if they don't have it, AWS Welding will find it for you fast. Visit their online store today at awswelding.ca or give them a call or text at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. They make it happen.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring, but now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
The Tom Gazzola Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Brandon Douglas is on it. He is on it. He drops little hints in there, little Easter eggs, if you will. We talked about that song. Little Bryan Adams, and that's Mel C.
It's a good song. Duke actually, so we've been running now for about 3 years, Tommy G, in September.
Mm-hmm.
And Duke, he brought that one back up in my heart here a couple of years ago. And I low-key start working out to it. I work out to that song now.
Really?
That's one of my workout tracks.
Wow. I
love
can see you being like hip-hop.
Yeah, some rap and stuff. And then this, Baby, When You're Gone.
It's just very nice, very soothing to
Yeah.
the ears,
Just
isn't it?
bench pressing. Get off of me.
I love it. Tom Gazzola, Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fedwick with you on the Gazzola Show here on Sports 1440. Hit us up. Text line 1-833-401-1440. I talked about the text that came in. It was Bad Captain who sent it in. And it's like this is a city thing, but obviously for the teams as well. And Double E, because we're talking about the Elks getting ready to take on the BC Lions. We're hoping that there's a great crowd on Friday if the weather holds up. Eddie was doing his best. Josh Clausen saying 27 degrees. It should be fantastic.
No weather cells.
We had no weather cells, no crazy storm in the middle, making everyone scatter to the concourses. But we're saying the stadium is something that is a talking point. Bad Captain says, does Edmonton need a new stadium? I'm curious to know what you guys think on this.
Well, my opinion is, as someone who's not in the know of construction and zoning and all of that, just the total bare bones optic. A big heck yes, it needs a new stadium.
Yeah.
Heck yes, it does. It's too big. Even for events, we were just chatting like concerts and things of that nature. The one concourse layout is brutal. It's terrible.
School.
It's old school and it's inefficient. And I know it costs money. And there's a lot of red tape and this and that to go into building a new stadium. You can't just snap your fingers and away you go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, especially for the CFL, which is Commonwealth's main employee, I guess you could say.
Yeah, tenant.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's too big, man. It is way too big of a CFL stadium. No CFL stadium needs to be more than 30,000 max.
I remember vividly the days of 35,000. That was kind of the average at the stadium, and the lower bowl would be pretty much full. And then you kind of see on the top bowls, in the middle it'd be more packed, and then it would kind of taper on the sides, and people sitting under the scoreboard. I think that's CW's is what it's called.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like a hangout place. And there's that bar that's there. So you get your beverages there, and it had a vibe to it. And, obviously we talked about the team struggling and all that in the last number of years, and that took away from it. People don't like the name change, obviously. That's still a sticking point, even though it's been a while. I love Commonwealth selfishly, but you're right. It is pretty big, and they they want to figure out a solution. I think maybe renovate it a little bit.
That would be nice. And then you have the track too, right? There's the added track so your viewing lines are a little bit further away than most stadiums where the fans are right behind the benches, essentially. I love the facilities of Commonwealth, the locker room, the pool, the indoor turf that you have, the workout room, everything under one roof, with one swipe card away from access to it all. I love that. That's better than some NFL franchises to be able to have that type of access to those amenities. But it's the stadium.
Yeah.
It's the actual stadium. It's just too big. It's a big concrete, old
It's very
relic.
1978.
Relic.
Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm curious what you guys think. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, and then it's, as Eddie said, it's a great idea in principle, but then all the actual things, the lines to cross to make it happen, of where are you going to put it? What's the timeline on it? All these facts. What do you do with Commonwealth once the Elks are no longer a regular summer tenant, or when it's an outdoor facility here in Edmonton in the winter, it's rendered essentially useless. So it just the conversation opens a whole nother line of questioning, which I'm on board with the notion of having a new stadium because of everything you guys just said, the capacity, the vintage nature of Commonwealth Stadium, the location. We've just spent how many times, not just this morning, but infinite previous conversations about the location is not very conducive to getting to where it's at in the city, and not many people are inclined to go to that part of the city. So I don't know, like what does the new capacity look like? Because you still want to have it as an event center to bring in the big name concert stadium tours that
Team Canada soccer.
Edmonton's fortunate to get, right? When you talk about the big names that come through that don't go to Saskatoon and to Calgary because they don't have the capacity to host these massive stadium tour events that we're pretty privileged for. So it's there's a whole other line of questions, and I think it starts with where would you put it?
Okay, that's great. I was just going to pose that question to the texters, to the listeners. Where would you put it? And for me, it's simple. Northlands through and through, right at the racetrack.
There's
Parking, LRT, access to main thoroughways with Edmonton. You get to the Yellowhead up Wayne Gretzky, and it's just easy to navigate around that area. I would totally go Northlands. That's my opinion. Listeners, what say you?
We've got a couple of texts that have already come in, 1-833-401-1440. I want to hear Fenny's take too, but Daryl said for concerts, it's a joke. Can't get food, can't get drinks, can't move or use the washroom. Could use a better setup. Yeah, it gets pretty jammed up. I remember the Heritage Classic. The NHL took over, and there was some pinch points where they put like merch booths up in really weird spaces, and it took away from the flow and being able to walk around. Right. And it was just like, what happened? Like this, they know how to do events here, but it was the league did some interesting things when they took over the stadium, and it made it tougher. But yeah, you see the lineups and stuff like that, like Daryl's talking about, and the solution's got to be somewhere, but it's not cheap. Fenny, what about you? You're a Southern Alberta guy, but what do you think of Commonwealth?
Well, I mean, I like Commonwealth. We had season seats and stuff when I was a kid, so I think I look at it with very rose-colored glasses. Same. And I think that it's great. But I do remember I didn't have the privilege of going, but many friends of mine went to the Heritage Classic, and it was a cluster. I remember seeing photos. They were sitting up in the second level or whatever, sending photos from the top of the thing, and it's just like a can of sardines in there. They plan on having a lot of people in there. I know, like, the gauge for where we want the Elks attendance to be is like 30,000-ish consistently.
That'd be awesome.
Like, this facilities and space needs to be upgraded to handle that many people consistently and well.
Yeah.
So yes, you need a new stadium, but maybe if they can just figure out a better way to run Commonwealth when they have that many bodies packed in there, everything would be fine. But I think location is probably the most important part.
I don't even think that there's anything you can adjust in terms of the operations of running it. I think it's just what the facility is. The fact that you have the one concourse and everybody has to congregate there.
Yeah.
The upper bowl has to come and meet there, and the lower bowl has to go up. No individual operation can change that. That is just how the facility is built, and it's dated, and it's not suitable for having big crowds now. It's just not. The biggest event I ever went to as a fan was the Morgan Wallen concert.
Oh, right.
And, that was packed, sold out, and that was very unenjoyable for me. It was fine. I don't mind pushing my way through crowds, but literally it got to the point where there was crowd surges. I'm waiting in line to go to the bathroom, and I'm getting surged like 5 yards ahead because people are just up on my back.
And that's not good.
No, that's not good at all. It's just not right. The stadium needs something different. It's
interesting. Lots of texts have been coming in. Darren says, rather than people being hesitant to go in a Commonwealth area, why doesn't government actually look into fixing the issues? I know that the Elks and the city have looked at what they can do, but again, it costs a lot of money. Darren also adds, Commonwealth, huge draw for mega concerts. That's the thing too, is like you got 55,000 seats in there, and you can get a Morgan Wallen. And I think there's a bunch of big ones coming. There's like Jelly Roll and Foo Fighters and AC/DC.
So there is that.
You need butts and seats to sell those tickets, DG says upgrades to Commonwealth Stadium would have happened if the government would have supported the COE bid, the City of Edmonton bid. I think we're talking about the World Cup. Yeah, I think FIFA said that there had to be some significant upgrades done to the stadium if it would have been one of the 2-3 cities hosting games, which is too bad. Like I was very excited about that, but that bid got torpedoed in Vancouver, obviously.
So that's telling right there. FIFA is saying there should be upgrades, or else we're not going to bring our event to you.
And FIFA, but were FIFA's requests not more so on the player side of things than call it fan experience?
I think
if memory serves, I'm sure there was both, but I thought FIFA's were like they wanted some like tunnels built underneath for players moving around and back and forth, so it wouldn't all just be but it was in like I remember when we went over them, because this happened kind of when we were still like when we were getting the show going, and it was on the heels of it or in the midst of it, whatever the case. And some of the topics were like, well, no, why would they do that? Like, that's insane. And the amount of money that you're going to spend into renovating it for this one event, yes, a world-class event, no doubt. But you say, is that not better spent setting aside in the potential of a replacement instead? Because I just think a lot of the problems with Commonwealth can't be fixed from renovations. Like, it's just the way it's built, as opposed to, like you said, operationally or small little tweaks and things like that. Like, you would have to spend so much in renovating it that at that point, do not just say it's not worth it. We should just build an entire new facility that is better suited for many fronts, including a more appropriate capacity for the main tenant, the football team.
I played in a really unique era in the CFL. It's actually, the timing of my career was very cool because I got to play in all the old classic stadiums. But then let's do a little fun exercise and talk about the new stadiums.
Okay.
So BC Place played in the old one, and then they renovated it and stuff. So it's still the same stadium,
by the way.
but it's different. It's a lot snazzier. So that BC Place here in Edmonton, both are still old stadiums. You have Commonwealth and McMahon. Sure, Commonwealth has some renos to it, but we just spent the last segment talking about how it's not a match. Okay, Saskatchewan played in the old Mosaic, but then now they have a brand new facility.
Beautiful.
Winnipeg played in the old Canadians. Now they have a brand new facility. Toronto used to be at Skydome. Now they have the BMO, brand new facility, so to speak. Hamilton, old Ivor Wynn. Now they have the brand new donut box. Ottawa, brand new facility, essentially, less than 10 years old. Montreal, they're still, of course, dated. So there's about 3 franchises, Montreal, Edmonton, and Calgary, that are pretty dated dated stadiums. Outside of that, the entire league has fresh faces. Edmonton, I'm sure it's time to get along with the program.
We'll see. I mean, when the Thompsons bought the team, remember there was discussion and it was kind of addressed, like, what do we do? Do we renovate it? Do we build something new? And that's kind of, obviously, with Larry passing away, we haven't heard too much naturally, right? So I don't know. Like, part of me, again, loves that stadium. I've gone to so many games there and experienced so many things, and had to go to the church across the street. Old Santa Maria Goretti. I spent so many days there, and I'd look and listening to an old Italian priest tell me the good word, and I'd look across the stadium. I'm like, I just want to go to a game.
Daydreaming,
right now. So it's a bit of a pickle. I'll give the city credit too. They've done a lot to kind of maintain it,
trying
and put stuff, doing what they can without breaking the bank, and you have to be responsibly dealing with the money, handling the money. And I know we could get into million different topics where it's like, they don't spend the money properly. Yes, I get that. And so I don't know. I have some sentiment for it, that old bird, but you're right. Maybe it's time to look at something new.
We shall see.
We shall see. A couple of texts. Kent says retrofit at the minimum, so more room on concourse somehow. Also, concerts, they need to change their setup. Only one beer tent on the field is unacceptable. Has been set up that way for decades. Everyone complains, but nothing changes. BC Oilers says, is it me or does the CFL drop the ball every year by not scheduling games during the MLB All-Star break? That is, I mean, maybe. I don't know how much they're looking at the MLB.
Yeah, probably not a ton.
Yeah.
Considering there's only one Canadian team and the CFL is only Canada.
That's true. Northside Adam getting in there. Says he saw his first concert there. His dad had season tickets for the Esks as a kid. Loves the building, but once I went to Grey Cup there and the bathroom was lined up, couldn't go to the bathroom in the men's room. Had to go to a different bathroom, went outside, to go behind a tree. And the days where you could re-enter are gone as well, I believe.
Once you're out.
You're out. Like, I think they have the smoke pit on the north side too. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, we could go on and on and on about this. It's a good talking point for sure. So that was Bad Captain who brought it up, and who also adds McMahon as a joke. That's a tough facility. It's old. They need to figure something out. I think they're talking about doing. I don't know if it's a retrofit of the rodeo grounds at the Stampede Park.
Oh yeah,
we talk like Jay McNeil was talking about president of the Stamps, maybe putting a field over there.
And I'd heard that too for a little bit of time.
Because there's some renos or they're rebuilding part of it.
It's kind of Northlands-esque, right?
100%.
Similar type property. Yep, similar property.
Yep, exactly. Oh, we could talk about this for a long time. Good topic, though, for sure. All right, when we return here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365, the one and only Mark Spector for On the Mark. More on the way right after this. And thank you, Brandon. We do need to get to a sports update. It's so loud. It's so loud in my ear. Sports update brought to you by All-Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunication, and street lighting. That's All-Star Construction. Here's Brando.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton Oilers extending RFA forward Colton Dach yesterday on a 2-year deal that will carry an average annual value of $1.2 million against the cap. Dach acquired from the Blackhawks at last year's deadline, 5 goals, 8 assists in 61 games last season. Toronto Blue Jays wrap up their pre-All-Star break set with a loss in San Diego, 5-4 at the hands of the Padres. Elsewhere around the majors, Orioles topped the Royals 8-2. Yankees over the Nats 5-3. Mets falling to the Red Sox 3-2. And in the other nightcap game, Arizona getting past the Dodgers 5-3. From Remax Field yesterday afternoon, the Riverhawks finish off their series against Marion with a 10-9 win in an extra inning. And CFL week number 6 wrapping up in Saskatchewan with the Riders defeating the Ticats 38-7. From the NBA offseason, Golden State Warriors agreeing to hire longtime NBA coach Frank Vogel as the new associate head coach alongside Steve Kerr. Coming up in hour 2 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic.
Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2.
Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
Everything is going to be okay. If your debt has you feeling like you're in a free fall, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal allows you to eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we'll tackle your debt.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
I missed one payment, then another. Now I feel behind on everything. I can't keep up.
Falling behind happens to more people than you think, but there is a solution. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Together, we can create a plan that fits your situation and helps you get caught up and back in control. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Hour number 2 of the Tom Gazzola Show brought to you by Bet365. Happy Monday. Tom, Eddie, Brandon, Fenny, ready to go. Spec standing by. Of course, Bet365 at the World Cup. Subs are important. When their number is called, they can change the game instantly. What they shouldn't be able to change, though, is your bet. Thanks to Bet365's sub on, play on. When a player you bet comes off or goes on, their sub stat counts towards your bet. Learn more at Bet365. Join the conversation. 1-833-401-1440. Good text coming in today. Appreciate that as we welcome in Mark Spector for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. In July, you pay what they pay. You can get employee pricing all month long on every car, truck, or SUV. Stop in and see their great selection at northgategm.com. Morning, Spec. How are you? How was your weekend?
Oh, it was a pretty good weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much good I am to you. I spent the weekend at a music festival with no cell service. It took me like 2 days to find out that the Elks won. So
what happened? You went to Craven and Sask?
No, I went out to a little town, a little campground north of Evansburg, a place called Pembina River, and pulled a trailer out there, listened to some music all weekend. Didn't pick up my cell phone. It was actually pretty awesome. You should try that sometime. It's good for your soul, man.
I believe it. It is good for your soul. Yeah, the Elks with a big win. Obviously, the big test this Friday against the BC Lions. We're kind of talking about that, Spec. I know we'll dive into like Colton Dock signing with the Oilers, re-upping and all that. But we're talking about like the stadium, what to do, and
see that
it works. Yeah. What would you say about Commonwealth? Because I know they're looking into it, but there's some different opinions on it.
Yeah, I mean the tradition around here, like the reason they've kept Commonwealth in the fairly well kept state that it's in is every several years they'd host a major event and they'd pump that money back in. The old Eskimos Mafia were the ones that really brought the 2001 World Track and Fields in,
right?
And they were, they put a whole bunch of money into the stadium and energized it and brought it into modern days. And we haven't had one of those for a while, right? We haven't had an event that is of that nature, of that size. And yeah, Commonwealth's fallen behind a little bit, no question, but I guess I'd say to you guys, you're not getting a new football stadium here. Like, look at Calgary, look at all the money in Calgary. They're using a stadium out of the 50s.
Yep.
So if you think we're giving up on Commonwealth and getting a brand new park, is that what people are thinking here?
Well, I mean, that would be the hope. I don't, people aren't thinking anything at this point, but the reality is, sure, you can look south to McMahon, but then look at 6 of the 9 other CFL teams. They all have new barns. How come it's, unreasonable for us to expect that in Edmonton?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose I guess I look at Commonwealth and I don't see like old Ivor Wynn and I don't see old Taylor Field, right? Or I don't see, the old Winnipeg Stadium there. Like I see a stadium that's hell, it's still nicer than, like, it's a really nice ballpark. I don't see McGill,
That one.
So I'm just here to tell you, like, it's hard to believe that you're going to get a football stadium that gets used 10 home games, let's say 3 concerts, like sub 15 times a year for what one of those would cost. What would it cost to build a new stadium, say 35,000 seater? What would it cost? Like,
I think Sask did theirs for like 330 million.
Something like that. Yeah. And their roof too, I don't want to say cheaped out, but they're not their roof is kind of like a horseshoe, and it's like parachute type material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So $500,000 to get the full meal deal here. Like in Edmonton, if you're building a park, it's got to have a roof. I don't know if you're going to find someone to, that's going to take some private money.
Oh yeah.
And that kind of private money is not floating around the CFL much, is it, Eddie?
No, not that we know of, but it is there. Like I said, BC, complete new upgrades to BC Place. Winnipeg, brand new stadium. Sask, brand new stadium. Hamilton, brand new stadium. Toronto, brand new stadium. So it is there. It is there. You just have to find the right people. My question to you, Spec, if hypothetically there was a new stadium, where would you put it? Would you keep it where Commonwealth is currently, or somewhere else? I think the number one choice, in my opinion, Northlands over there. Parking, availability, in and out. I think that would be a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, there's tons of room. I mean, you can build it right where that racetrack sits, because it's not, I don't know what they're doing at the racetrack, or how many events they have there a year. I know they have a couple of concerts that people love. So, my apologies to them, but that's a place you're using, again, 3 days a year or something, 6 days or whatever it is. So, yes, that'd be a great spot. You got a huge footprint over at Northlands. I'm not sure, there's some kind of plan what's going to happen over there, but if it's anything like the plan they had for the old municipal airport, I think we've got about 50 years to put a stadium there before anything happens.
My aunt was like one of the first to buy and have a home in Blatchford. It's great, but yeah, there's so much room in that area where that old airport was. Like, my goodness, that's funny. I forgot about that. Spec. Boyle texted in. He says, "Spec, please don't refer to McMahon as a stadium." McMahon's not getting any love. That doesn't really deserve much love.
It doesn't. Like, talk to people from Calgary. This isn't an eminent Calgary thing. Like, it's just an old. Listen, Commonwealth was built 30 years later. It's been upgraded seriously 2 or 3 times, and it's antiquated.
Yeah.
So McMahon is. I mean, it's it's out of the. They should, when they play football in there, they should have no face masks and leather helmets, for Pete's sakes.
Their visiting locker room, it did suck.
Yeah,
it really did.
Yeah,
I've been in there.
Yeah,
it sucked. Especially when the Stamps won, because they were a pretty good team for a long time.
It's On the Mark with Mark Spector on this Monday edition of the Gazzola Show. All right, let's shift gears to some hockey. The Oilers made a little bit of news, getting Colton Dach signed for the next couple of years, 2-year deal with an AAV of $1.2 million. Obviously, they brought him over from Chicago last season, 6'4", 218 pounds, only 23 years of age. And he had 5 goals, 8 assists with 52 penalty minutes in 61 games last year. What did you think of Colton Dach in his limited time in Edmonton last year? And what do you think of his potential in this deal, Spec?
Yeah, I mean, he checks a lot of boxes that the Oilers need. He's young. He still wants to go out there and mix it up. He doesn't mind dropping the gloves. He plays a tough game. Losing Darnell Nurse, you lost a whole lot of that. He brings some energy. They need energy players. An older team always needs a young guy to go out on the old Tuesday night in Columbus and realize that maybe this is the night where I got to get out and hit some people and make some stuff happen and breathe some life into my team. I think he could be that player. Obviously $1.2 million, that's almost minimum salary in the league these days. So all in all, local kid, got to know him a little bit, really good guy. Like he's got a bit of a little recklessness in his game, which I think this very careful team could use more and more of, as much as they can get. So for sure, 4th line guy. I think he's going to show a guy like Trent Frederick how it's supposed to look down there. And maybe he brings guys like that into the fight a little bit, right?
I was just going to ask that question, Spec. Do you think that truculence that he plays with, do you think he'll be able to will and pull some guys into that fire with him?
Yeah, I mean, he'll certainly set an example that the coach can look at certain players who are supposed to be joining in on that and go, see, look, that's what I want from you, right? So, yeah, I like it, and then you guys realize, well, I'm on the bench, I'm watching this. My coach sends me out next and he wants it to continue. So I guess I better get out there and drill somebody, right? When I'm not talking about Connor McDavid, but I am talking about a third and maybe a couple second line guys that could still do that. A guy like Kapanen will hit you, and that's what you need some nights. Not every night. You don't win a Stanley Cup just by throwing body checks. I get it. But it's a long 84-game season, man, and you got to win different ways on different nights. And having a bottom 6 or certainly a 4th line that can just bring energy. There's a lot of nights when your team is absolutely pleading for some energy from somewhere.
Yeah.
And there's some nights where a young guy like that can be the guy that provides the energy.
And I think that this team, the Oilers team, is guilty of looking to Leon and Connor to provide that energy and that spark all the time. You need others.
Yeah, like I've always said, that there's too many nights when the only energy, the only momentum swing the Oilers have is to score a goal. Like, we got to score a goal to change the momentum. Well, you know what? Then it all does fall to your top guys, because they're the ones that score all the time, and the pressure's on them. Like, someone, there's a lot of nights when you need some to turn the momentum of a game, to get some energy, and you can't just lean on the same people. You need a whole roster to do that. So yeah, like I talked about Trent Frederick, he didn't do that for you, and he needs to. If he's going to be down there in your bottom six and be banging, well, he needs to light somebody up once in a while and get the whole bench revved up, right?
Yep.
And that's the job of those guys. That's the job they take on when they sign as a third, fourth line winger. And Colton Dach's that guy for sure. I mean, he sure looks like that guy. He was hurt a bit last year, but I like the signing, and I like the guy, and he's a local kid, which is even better.
Spec. It's interesting too, because you look. Listen, I'm on Daily Faceoff, and it's July 13th, and obviously this is their just interpretation of what the lineup might look like. But where and how, like, where does Dach fit in? Obviously, we talk about him being a fourth line guy, but how often is he going to play? How often is he going to get into the lineup? Like, maybe it's easy to forget. The Oilers signed Matthew Joseph as well. Szymanski started to make a name for himself. I think people were encouraged by Szymanski. You talk about Frederick. I mean, he's obviously going to probably be in the bottom six most of the season. Remember last year they had him on the top line for a little bit, which was bizarre, but you got Kasperi Kapanen is back. You want to have room for Ike Howard. Like, how many games do you think Dach gets into? And where it seems like now there's a logjam of guys in the bottom six.
Well, you kind of see at least four guys with Frederick and Joseph and Szymanski and Dach. Don't forget about Matthias Janmark. He's still here.
Yeah, good point.
So that's five guys, right? So, I mean, first of all, one of them probably will sneak up to the third line on a lot of nights, maybe. I don't know. It's a good question, but you know what? Whatever. So you got to compete for your spot. Like, I'm okay with that, right? That's what you want down there. Maybe that's how you get guys to show up every night and bring that energy. That's how they got to hold their spot. So good, right? Good. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Hey, Eddie, I see Eddie shaking his head.
Big time, Spec. I'm so in on this. You need competition. Nobody should just be gifted spots. Even if it's a fourth line, you need to earn that. And week in, week out, game in, game out, it's got to be a competitive spirit between those guys. And that's how you have success as a team. I'm reminded of the movie, the Batman movie with the Joker. And there's a scene where there's three bad guys, and the Joker breaks a stick and throws the stick in the middle to the three and says, the one who gets out alive, you're with me. You're joining my crew. They had to fight over that stick and do the dirty work. And I love that, in a healthy team atmosphere, nobody should ever be comfortable. You should always be battling, even with your teammate, be battling for that spot, because don't you dare ever want to be sitting up in that press box. That's going to be the worst thing for you. So that competition is needed, man, if you want to have a successful season.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I think Babcock is that kind of a coach. I think he'll play players off against each other a little bit and whatever. That's his style. That's okay. And I think we've had enough, listen, it's the NHL, right? You got your 20, and this team's carrying 3 goalies. So you're going to carry 7 defensemen, 3 goalies. That's 10, 12 forwards you need to play. We're at 22 already.
Yep.
Right. So this team might carry 23 guys a lot of the year, which, because they've got the cap space to do it, which is strange. We've seen them carry 19 guys, Tommy, at some points.
Yeah, I know. Oh man.
So it's going to be hard. Someone's not going to be on this roster. Like, there's going to be guys facing waivers. And hey, threatens you even more, Eddie. That keeps the fire under your rear end even hotter.
That's your livelihood now, man.
Yeah.
That's your check.
So true. A couple of texts have come in, and I'm bouncing these off of you, Spec. Dallas says, I feel the team was also craving energy from the head coach. Actually, I know they were, says Dallas. And then El Nate says, don't forget about Clattenburg pushing for a spot. People are very excited about. I
forgot about Clattenburg.
He mixes it up.
I forgot about him.
Mm-hmm.
It's
He
another
got hurt
one.
last year, right? Where do you stand on that, Spec?
Well, I listen. I'd love a fourth line with him on one wing and Doc in the other. Like that sounds like fun, right?
Yes.
Szymanski in the middle, like that's maybe a bit of a future hope. But I guess I'd like what this is going to come down to, and it's sad but true, is waiver eligibility will have a lot to do with this.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Clattenburg, he is not. I don't believe he's eligible yet for waivers. You could send him down without the threat of losing him. So that just means he's got to be that much better than a guy like Joseph or Janmark or someone like that. So Clattenburg, it'll be fun at camp because, I mean, whatever we call camp these days is pretty short. But
Yeah.
Clattenburg's not going to get many nights to prove himself. And I would, people don't like going to preseason games. I wouldn't mind watching the preseason game where Klatt and Doc are playing together because I think Clattenburg he's not going to waste any time. He's come to this team and shown like I am game and ready. In fact, he probably should be careful about fighting every single night because that's not healthy. But
Back in the sorry, one spec.
I'm just saying he's game as hell, and he's got to find his way to turn that into being an NHL player.
So back in the past at training camp, you'd have guys like Clattenburg and Doc punching each other in the face 24/7. That's obviously not going to be the case. These guys probably won't be throwing down as much in camp to try and make that impression, Spec.
Yeah, I think those days are pretty much gone. Like I remember, there was times when like the rookie camp in Penticton and the training camp in Edmonton was a whole bunch of fights. Hell, the old story about Al May, right? That John Short said that Al May had come to town. He's going to take Kevin McClellan's job. So McClellan followed him out on the ice, like right from the dressing room. And poor Al, he hadn't even taken his first lap. There's barely any coaches on the ice or anything. And McClellan's throwing down with him. Like no refs, no linesmen, no coaches.
No holds
Kevin
bar.
McClellan's after you because of something some radio guy said.
Wasn't that in Boys on the Bus? Like, there's video of that happening and the whole scenario around it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Like those days are over, and I think we're probably fine with that.
Yeah. No, that's true. Old school, baby. Spec, great to have you back. Welcome back, and look forward to catching up with you tomorrow.
All right, boys. Have a great Monday today.
Ooh, there we go.
We're off and running. That's On the Mark with Mark Spector, powered by Northgate. This truck's for you. Good stuff. Good text. Lots of text coming in. I like the text line's been pretty jovial today.
Has it?
Yeah, which I appreciate. But yeah, we don't see the fights as much anymore. Duke, did you want to jump in? I haven't heard much. No, like,
the boys, they won't let me
here.
get on the text line. Too
Why?
scared that I'll start replying to people.
Eddie's a reply guy. He'll be texting back every person. You know this as well as anyone, Tom. Sometimes these texts you just got to let them just water off the duck's back. You can't put too much talk. But Eddie takes everything so personal.
No, man, I love the hate, man. I love the hate. I thrive off the hate.
After his little run-in with the BC Lions Twitter post, Eddie went home and made like a vision board of like step-by-step process how he's going to take down the BC Lions.
He's manifesting that.
Exactly.
Oh, put it into the universe, Eddie. Put it into the universe. You know what, though? The text line, actually, like 90% of it is great. At any text line at any station I've worked at, 90% is great. But then you get those few that you're like, why are you like that? What happened to you today?
Why are you so crabby?
Yeah, what happened to you?
Yeah, who hurt you?
Exactly. Who kicked the dog, man? Like, it's going to be okay. We're talking about sports. Ben wants everyone to know there's a dead semi on the Yellowhead and 121st Street eastbound. Be aware if that's your route today as we move along. All right, we got to take a quick break. That was great. On the Mark with Mark Spector, powered by Northgate. More discussion after this. We'll get to in or out too. At 8:40, we're doing in or out. I'm looking forward to that. This is the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Oh, my My right eye is switching, Dan.
Bet 365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience, All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Guys, there never seems to be enough time in the day. But you need to make time for this. Ken Franchek here. If you're 40 or over, a quick PSA blood test is crucial for early prostate cancer detection. The Prostate Cancer Center's Man Van is a mobile health clinic driving change for men's health. A few minutes could save your life. To get the Man Van out to your business or event, book today at getcheck.ca.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the two best names in the boots business.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler Insider and Jersey Aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
$8:27. Good morning. It's the Tom Gazzola Show here on Sports 1440. Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you along for the ride. Having a great Monday. I would say the weather, it feels like summer finally, which is wonderful.
Dude, I just walked over to the coffee machine and I could see out the doors because we're buried in the studio here. Oh, look good out there, Tommy G. The golf course is calling.
You're going to get out? You're going to swing the sticks?
Not today, but probably Wednesday.
Yeah.
Actually, Wednesday with Mr. Carius himself making an appearance in public.
How is old KK doing?
I don't know. I think he's surviving. Probably just gardening and shirt off and
shirt off, tarps off.
Tarps off.
He's very relaxed, I would imagine.
Yes. Yeah. Tarps off, underwear off, as we all know.
Evidently.
This guy. At least, hey, dude, we're not the ones sitting in his old chair. Free ball.
Oh, boy. I did not want to think about. Thank you, Eddie, for that. A lot of people have been texting, a lot of stadium stuff. Like that stadium discussion got people going. Talking about like building, you said at Northlands, the racetrack, I think they are taking it down. because horse racing's been gone, right? They have
because they have
the new one,
the Century Casinos. Yeah.
That sounds like, or everyone says it's a pretty good time down there. I've never.
I've heard it's a good time. I've never been personally either, but I've heard from some friends that go down and have some fun down there. Play some bets.
Oh yeah, see the ponies.
What's the deal with like on the stadium talk Rexall? I mean, that's getting imploded, isn't it?
Yeah, and they can't like quote unquote knock it down. They have to dismantle it or disassemble it essentially because of like asbestos or lead or something. 1974. They did things a bit differently back then.
Whole nother piece of real estate right there.
That's part of the Northlands development, you know?
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna be sad when they tear it down, but at the same time, like the new building's obviously fantastic. New building's going on 10 years now.
Isn't that crazy?
This is gonna be the 10th year of the new building. Yeah, they've I mean, talking to my friends over at the Oilers, they've done they've like replaced all the TVs in the arena, like little things,
little upgrades already.
Yeah, that you might not notice, but they've taken care of. I remember like HVAC guys going in there and stuff like that's been at the forefront of what they've done. I know there's been discussions about like, do they keep the scoreboard? Do they get a new one?
Probably a little more new digitally advanced.
That's probably like 15K now instead of the 8K is the big thing.
Whatever,
4K
Ultra.
TVs,
Yeah.
The resolution on these things is insane. But old Rexall, man, like it served its purpose, and we sent it off in fine fashion. That party, that night was that was crazy. It was a lot of fun. I think we got out of there at like 5 a.m.
Really, eh?
Oh. It was people walking on the ice, hanging out.
That's cool.
Like people going in the dressing room. I think the Stanley Cup was in the building.
That's so cool.
99. I think this one story, he was like walking around with the cup. Maybe that was the 84 reunion. I can't remember. But the keeper of the cup was like, "Hey, Wayne, you can't do that," because he was basically holding on to it and doing something like, and they're like, "Hey, Wayne, like, we're not supposed to do that." And he's like, "Hey, my name's on here 4 times.
Yeah.
Just like a boss.
I own this thing."
Yeah. He's like, do you see this?
The infamous Rexall beers too.
Oh,
the
those
diesel.
things.
The diesel. I've never had.
You never had?
No. But I've heard.
They would get you going, man.
Yeah, a couple of those and you're feeling right.
Yep.
Where's the fight?
Yep. Well, that still happens, unfortunately. But Well, Brandon, you would have remembered the Rexall beers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My was like right when I moved to Edmonton for university back in 2013. So I got a few years of that, and then christened right into the new building shortly thereafter. So and at that time the team was terrible.
Yeah,
it was at Rexall still. So tickets were much more affordable, even for a student to like go to however many times over the course of the season just to dip in. And it was like you hop on the LRT right at U of A.
Yep.
You ride it up to Northlands, you get off, you drink your fill, and beers were also a lot cheaper at that point. So, and then you hop on the LRT and usually just back to campus and meet everyone else at whether one of the bars around there, down to White. Maybe you get off at downtown and meet up with someone down there. So it was a good time. I really enjoyed going to Rexall.
They had, it was on Tuesday night games at the old building. It was like half price singles. So like, if there's parts of the building where they had like one row that had an empty seat,
it
was $25. And there were some nights that I was like late teens, early 20s. I'm like, I'm going to go to the Oilers game today. And it was the 05-06 season. And so I'd go park around Northlands. I'd park in the communities.
Yep.
I think that's the Montrose area. I got my car broken into one time there. That pissed me off. But anyway, I go up to the booth, half price single. And then on Tuesdays, dollar off draft.
Oh.
They were $5.50.
Jeez.
And they were the nuclear beers. The diesel, as you said, Eddie.
Man, you're winning.
Yeah,
you're winning.
You'd have one or two of those, and you get in for $25 and watch the game. And then listen, the team made that year. They made the Stanley Cup final, but it was a good team to go watch. And yeah, it was very reasonably priced for a guy who was young, like just a young adult.
All in tickets and some beers, $50.
$50, yeah. couple of fresh 20s in your wallet, you're
What
good
does
to go.
$50 get you nowadays, boys?
A beer is
Like,
$19.50.
literally.
$19.50 now
Yeah.
if you go to a game.
2 beers, and then they're asking if you want to tip 20%.
Yes. Oh, it's insane. Yeah. Anyway,
Times have changed.
Northside Lou says that with Wayne in the cup, that was the 84 reunion. He says he has pictures of Gretz doing that. Yeah. The keeper of the cup said, like, hey, Wayne, can you maybe don't do that? And he's like, I'm not in. My name is on there 4 times.
That's real, though. What Wayne said is very real.
Yeah. Very, very real. Soggy Corpse jumping into the conversation. Says Rexall felt the most like a quote-unquote barn as you could ask. It was very much a local rink on steroids. I love the vibe and really loved the beer's economical enjoyment. Soggy Corpse with that one. Saddle Dome has that kind of old school.
Does it? I've
Little
never
bit.
been in the Saddle Dome. What I hear from the Saddle Dome is you can't really, the sight lines aren't the greatest.
It's interesting. I mean, they have that one upper deck is like you're above the ceiling. And it's trippy. It messes with your mind. I remember the first time I went to cover a game there and went to the press box. And I'm like, oh my God, don't look up. It was weird because you're walking across this catwalk.
Yes.
And then you can see the ceiling. And it's like right above you. And then it just messes with you. And then you can walk over the scoreboard as well. And you can walk like.
And that's part of the catwalk, right?
Part of the catwalk. So you could go from the press row to the broadcast side. And you go literally right over top of the scoreboard.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. And the bar, like the railing isn't very
sketchy,
reliable. It's
sketchy at best.
Yeah. Yeah. So
have you ever been in the old Winnipeg? Not the MTS, but the old one?
No.
That one, the sight lines were crazy. So yeah, you sit upper decks there and they had TV screens because you couldn't see beyond the ceiling, like the angle. So you only could watch the TV screens because you were not going to be able to see like at that angle going down to the ice.
Did they have the Queen, the photo?
Yes,
of
the Queen, the
in there
big
too?
photo. Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird, man. Yeah. On the one wall.
There's some neat barns, but yeah, Rexall was unique. And you bring it up, but they're going to have to start dismantling it. And price keeps going up on taking that thing down.
The thing, right?
Yeah.
The longer you wait, the more it's going.
Yeah.
Such a huge piece of land, too. That whole Northlands compound. Like, there's got to be some use you can put to that outside of the expo in K days.
Expo Center, they've done a really good job.
It's a good facility.
Yeah. The Stingers, they renovated that. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Got a couple of texts have come in. Paul says it's called foam here in Calgary. The dome foam. Yeah. Oh, sorry. It says foam. Sorry, Paul. Dome foam. Is it
Ben?
Equivalent to? Oh yeah, Fenny's he's got the eyebrows going. So
obviously the dome foam, iconic. You hear all about this in Calgary, but obviously I was not old enough to drink when I was going to Rexall for Edmonton Rush games, but my dad obviously was, and I would ask him. I asked him when we were at the Flames game this year. I said, like, what was stronger? He's like, it's the dome foam all the way.
Ooh,
it's like. But that could be his Calgary bias. But I'm leaning into it. Dome foams for the win.
Dome foam. I like it. Maybe get in there. Maybe go down for a game this year and indulge in one. I've had a few actually. I've been to.
I had many when I went to the Mammoth game this year.
Oh, look at this. Reed Clark getting in there, our very own city councilor. The keg lines were so tough to clean at Rexall, way too long, but beer was always fresh. About 100 kegs sold a night. Signed former beer rep, now city councilor, Reed Clark. Hello, Reed.
And that's why I heard it was so potent because of the lines.
Yeah.
Because they were all jacked up with, alcohol and bacteria. And so the yeast.
I tell you what.
Extra yeasty beer.
They packed a punch. There is the magic to the mix. Thank you, Reed. Good to hear from you. All right, we're going to get to In or Out next when we return on the Gazzola Show presented by Bet365. We roll on with Eddie, Brando, and Fenny here on Sports 1440.
Say hello to Alberta's home for reeling and dealing. With Play Alberta, you can spin into the excitement of popular slots like Cash Eruption and Desert Fantasy. Experience Alberta-exclusive games and get in on the action of live dealer tables with all new elevated stakes. However you prefer to play, the fun is ready when you are. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything.
You can't just wear it.
I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your fix. Edmonton is home for sports is Sports 1440.
It's Dollar Drink Summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Want home ice advantage for your window coverings? Novo Blinds provides factory direct pricing and the fastest turnaround in the city for homeowners, builders, and commercial projects. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
Hi, Edmonton. With summer adventures calling, there's no better way to answer than from behind the wheel of your Subaru WRX. The WRX delivers turbocharged performance, confidence-inspiring Subaru all-wheel drive, and the kind of driving excitement that makes you look for excuses to hit the road. Summer won't last forever, but the memories will. So make sure you give yourself something to remember. Visit your local Subaru dealer today and test drive the WRX yourself. Welcome to Uncommon.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show. 60% talent, 40% Swedish hair cream. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
.842. Welcome back. This is the Tom Gazzola Show here on Sports 1440, presented by Bet365. Eddie Steele, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you. We're talking about Fenny wheeling and dealing. Smooth operator.
Smooth operator.
Yes, I love it. I love it. We're going to get to in or out with Brandon here. In or out, brought to you by Pro Solutions. You need fast AC service? Pro Solutions offers expert repairs, tune-ups, and installs with flexible financing. Book your appointment now at prosolutionsinc.ca. What do we got, Brandon?
Okay. You know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line. Are you in or are you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions. Just action. In or out.
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
The Edmonton Oilers taking care of some business, some final in-house business for the offseason as RFA Colton Dach extended 2-year deal, a cap hit of $1.2 million. Coming over the trade deadline last season, made a pretty positive impact on the club and forecasting this season, a little bit beyond too. Offensively, I think there's a little bit more, or I should say a lot more to give than maybe his brief NHL career has reflected so far. I think there's upside to be a 10 to 15 goal player as early as this coming season.
Okay. I think I'm out, and I don't want to be pessimistic. I feel like although he had 2 goals, 2 assists in just 8 games.
Scored 5 goals in 44 games last year.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I don't like that. I'll go out just because I'm stubborn. And then the competition too. Like, is he gonna solidify his spot on the roster? Is he gonna make sure he's an everyday player? I don't know. And there's that competition that Eddie was talking about earlier. And what if he doesn't perform well and somebody else gets that spot over him and he's not an everyday player? So I don't like it, Brando, but I'll just say out. What do you think, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm going to be out as well. And only for the reason I like where you went with the competition and how much opportunity is the fourth line going to get offensive production. We'll see. Hopefully in years past, it hasn't been much opportunity. We'll see if it changes under Babcock. And if he has a bit of a longer leash, maybe for the third and fourth line players in different moments, key moments of the game. But, up until this point, when it comes to the offensive production in the opportunities, we've seen the top 2 lines get all the chances in the world.
The changing coaching staff is a big reason why I'm kind of leaning in this way is that, and listen, it's July. Anything can be said at this point about, a more balanced deployment of your lineup. And like, I'm pretty confident on what I've seen from Colton Dach and the other players that are going to be competing for these spots inside the bottom 6 that I think he will be a regular. Like, he will play more games than he sits out or is, I don't see him getting banished back to the minors because it's, chance of losing him, all these factors. So I think he'll be a regular. And like, the size, the tenacity that he brings where they lack elsewhere, that is something that the team doesn't have in spades. And as a result, even if he's going through offensive droughts, which is kind of tough to quantify those for a bottom 6 player, look around the rest of the league. It's not crazy for fourth line players to score 10 goals in a season. It just seems crazy at Edmonton because of what we've had in recent runs and different coaches and deployment where fourth line players do not play very much at all.
Norman, a combine via the text line, out in all caps. He says, whipping boy by December.
Who's whipping boy? Babcock's or the fan bases?
Ooh.
Oh,
good question, Duke.
Well,
it'll be Babs. It'll be Babs.
Yeah.
I don't think the fan bases, like, how can, as a fan base, how are you going to pick a fourth liner as
there's
the
so many
boy?
There's so many other options.
If he was on an 8-year contract at 3 points.
There's the whipping boy. There's the whipping boy.
Words right out of my mouth.
There's the whipping boy.
The fans, they've already got one
exactly.
preloaded, essentially. Like,
they got
it's built in
one of the 3 goalies. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. We figured it out.
Looking forward to a good local product from out by Fort Saskatchewan. So curious to see how we can mesh moving forward. And hey, doesn't seem like much, but a nice little payday for a young man is for a second ticket in the NHL. Week 6 in the CFL is in the books, ending yesterday with the Riders win 38-7 over Hamilton. Tough stretch for the Ticats after losing Bo Levi Mitchell. Not his 21 points scored over the last 2 games. Without this future Hall of Fame quarterback under center for them, Hamilton is looking closer to a Red Blacks level of team in this year's CFL than, say, the Elks or the Riders, who sits top of table at 4-1.
Duke couldn't be more in on this. We, off the top of the program, talked about how important that quarterback position is for team success. And Hamilton was a Grey Cup front-running team. You lose that starting piece, and it all falls apart. It just unravels so quickly. Even if you have guys on the roster, because you got to have depth guys, they're not going to be up to the same standard as usually what that ace is. And we're seeing that with Dolagala and Trey Ford in Hamilton. Couldn't be more in, Duke.
I'm in on that too. And then didn't they bring in Jarrett Dagey too?
They did, which it's I was going to have a little follow-up kind of bonus part of this. Who's starting at quarterback for the Tiger Cats next week?
Dagey. Well, he's got to get up and run. How long does it take a guy to...
Dagey, I would almost say, probably.
Yeah.
Dagey. And it begs the question, why even sign Trey Ford then? In the offseason, the way they took a swing on him, if they're going to just manage him the way they managed him.
Is there, well, he's a hometown boy there, right? Like,
yes,
from
he is.
The Niagara area. Is there name recognition and that kind of
Probably.
Does that do any good if you're not playing?
No, honestly, that's a great point. But you'll wonder, it's like, oh, well, who's the backup? Like, oh, Trey Ford. And then, they put him in and they're platooning him and Dolagala, the game that Mitchell went down. Like, that was weird and rough.
Totally.
And then they get smacked around by the Riders this past week. So I'm in on that one.
Silver lining for the Tiger Cats is that they are hosting the Argonauts coming this in week number 7. The Argonauts defense is terrible. So maybe a chance to kind of kickstart, get a few kinks worked out, regardless of who is under center, because they got still talent on offense. I mean, Kenny Lawler, for goodness sake, he might be the best receiver in the CFL, but that's almost moot when you don't have someone that can get the ball to you in really any capacity, which is what we've seen since Levi Mitchell went down. So looking forward to a great week 7 in the CFL, of course, kicking off with the Elks at home on Friday against the BC Lions from Commonwealth Stadium. South of the border, Seattle Seahawks reportedly being purchased for a record-setting $9.6 billion, which does set the new mark for NFL franchises. As a result, North American sports franchises kind of going in the same vein. And funnily enough, the lead guy on this is a minority stake owner in the San Francisco 49ers. So clearly reaping some rewards from that. I don't know if I'm alone on this or if I'm just like reaching a little past of what my understanding of these type of things are. $10 billion. How are you going to just like at a certain point, when are we going to get too far where like, what is a sports team worth? And as a result, to me, it seems like this is trending towards a bubble. Like an economic bubble with this specific market of sports teams, because $10 billion, I get it. This is a license to print money for these teams, but they take a lot of investment to run them. If you're buying it for this up front, and then you need to have your annual operation on top of that, like at a certain point, is there a limit on how much money you can make? Because stadiums aren't getting any bigger. The population, like to fill out, whether it be streaming number, like viewership numbers on TV, merch sales, whatever, like those have limits on how much money you can make. I think these are insane figures. $10 billion to own a football team.
And actually, Duke, we talked about this with Commonwealth too. With these stadiums, you can have your home games and a couple of odd concerts here and there, but that's it. You're not generating a ton of other revenue, at least bringing people into the stadium.
Yeah.
Of course, merch and all that you're making money off.
Yep.
But it's a limited timeline where you actually are making your huge jackpots.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the money in the TV side and the media side for these franchises in the NFL, MLB, basketball is getting up there. Obviously, we talk about how hockey is doing well, but the NFL is just like a juggernaut. It's an absolute machine, and I'm not even surprised to see these numbers anymore. And remember, for a while, like Fenway Sports Group, they're like these big conglomerates that buy multiple teams, and that was kind of becoming a template. Didn't even Ballmer with the Clippers, didn't he just say, here's $2 billion, take it, I want this team? Right?
Pretty much.
So use the Fenway example. Like, look at what they've done in this massive expansion of buying all these different teams, and then they've since sold the Penguins again.
Yeah.
And the people, like Red Sox fans, absolutely despise the ownership because they are clearly only focused on bottom line numbers, which was that impacted because they go out and shell out however many billion to buy the Penguins and say, oh, maybe this isn't quite as a good of an extra investment as we thought. They then turn around and sell it again. And the Red Sox, like the fans, they say they don't want to spend any money on the team that is supposed to be their premier flagship operation.
Yeah.
I'm such a peon when it comes to these types of numbers, billions of dollars.
Yeah. It's like it's beyond comprehension.
I'm just trying not to carry a little bit of debt on my Visa card. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Like, good night. It's so far beyond me. It really is.
What's the NHL team going to be worth right
well,
away
this is good kind of segue. The Leafs are currently the highest value team, and we just saw them get bought by, the entirety of MLSE. So it comes with the Raptors and stuff too, of course, which is no small token. But the Leafs are valued by Forbes at $4.4 billion. That's their valuation.
Wow.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
But Do you think we will ever see an NHL team be worth $10 billion like the Seahawks are right on the brink of here with this? So, like, the next NFL team that sells is going to be over $10
Not in
billion.
our lifetime. No, not in our lifetime. Just because if you look at the stadiums again, NHL 20K max, NFL 65, 70, that it's in alone is going to generate so much more income for the organization.
Yeah.
And I like in just NHL specific, I think the growth recently has been exponential. Like if you're graphing it, it's a very steep upward swing. It can't sustain that where you're talking about the most expensive team more than doubling in value in any time soon. Like, are we talking like 15, 20 years, maybe just because of inflation, if nothing else, but I have a hard time seeing it. So these numbers are staggering. Eddie, this is a great text from Matt and Leduc. Just you talk about the perspective on it. A million seconds is 8 days. A billion seconds is more than 30 years.
Wow.
So just to put that into dollars and
that's
cents.
Real. No, that's real.
It is insane.
That's helpful, actually.
Helps
the fella wrap his mind
helps you wrap your
because I can't picture the dollars and cents.
That U of M education hard at work right there.
Dang.
The major leagues of baseball are headed into the All-Star break. Home Run Derby tonight from Philadelphia, who is hosting all of All-Star Weekend. Shout out as well, Red Deer product, Nathan Flewelling, MVP of the Future Stars game in Philly yesterday. I sent him a message hoping to maybe connect with him and have him on the show at some point this week as he had a home run to earn that honor inside the Tampa Bay Rays system. But for the Derby tonight, another format change this year is gone are the timed rounds with bonus rounds and added time and all these things, timeouts. It's just a swing allotment format back this year, kind of more similar to the outs that we've seen previously, but there are no outs. You just get 20 swings in round one. Then if you advance 15 in rounds 2 in the finals, respectively. So any swing count towards it if it's a homer or not. You obviously don't have to swing at every pitch, but there's no bracket. And then the tiebreakers are the total distance of your home run, or I think your longest home run in the first round, and then a potential 3 swing offs in rounds 2 and 3. So I just think that this is a better version of the Derby where there's no timer on it, essentially, is my point here. Like the fact that we get to see so many home runs in the time version is cool, but the camera's flipping back and forth. You don't get to see them all land. I think this is the better move by the MLB to return to this style of home run derby.
I am in the home run derby with all the hype. It's fun. It's cool. It's neat, but it could drag. It could drag in recent years. So I'm in on this one.
Totally in. Just because you nailed it, man. It can go on and on and on. I like the swing allotment. You got to make it count with what you got.
That's right. And keep it moving too.
And then it should note as well. So if you hit a home run on your final swing, like your final allotted swing, you get to keep going. If you're on a hot streak and you just keep yamming,
I like that.
You get to continue on in beyond your total allotment, which is a nice addition.
Yeah,
so
you're rewarded for it then.
The field tonight, I guess, while we're on, just maybe get a pick. So Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, both the hometown Phillies representatives, Junior Caminero, Munetara Murakami out of the White Sox, Jordan Walker from St. Louis, Joe Caglione from the Royals, Wilson Contreras out of Boston, and Ben Rice of the Yankees. So outside of the two hometown guys in Schwarber and Harper, maybe lacking a little of big name value in this year's event, in my opinion. Do you guys got a pick for who's going to win tonight?
Not at all.
You know what? I haven't really dialed into baseball a ton this year.
Vladdy?
No, he's a line drive hitter now. I don't know if you read that. He's a line drive hitter.
Joking.
I know. I love it.
Well, I don't even know what the prices are over on Bet365. I'll maybe check those and come back with them at the 9 o'clock segment. But right now, I think I like Murakami of the White Sox. He's been banged up. He's been a revelation this year, coming over as a veteran Japanese guy as a rookie in the majors. He's back healthy now. He'll probably be my pick, but I'll have to check with some of the
worthy of a little sprinkle over at Bet365.
Oh, it'll be worth a sprinkle, Tom.
All right,
it'll be Sprinkle City.
Love it.
Finally, Harrison Ford turns 84 years old today. I do want to mention as well legend Sam O'Neill passing away, iconic in Jurassic Park as Dr. Alan Grant. But frankly, it's really the only thing I know him from. So if I was, his brief role, and I think Thor as one of the actors in the play in the movie.
Yeah.
Just a very, very quick. Because I know he's in more stuff.
Peaky Blinders. I think he was in Peaky
Really?
Blinders. Yep.
Oh,
He
good.
was really good in that.
Good for him.
Cool.
So we'll go Harrison Ford just to the little bit larger catalog today. Setting aside the roles of Indiana Jones and Han Solo, which I think is safe to say are what he is most known for and best known for, his best movie. Give me Air Force One. Get off my plane.
I'm in. Go ahead, Eddie.
I'm going to be out.
Oh.
Clear and Present Danger.
He's had some good ones.
That's a banger. Duke, have you seen that one?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's a banger.
Good. It's good. I don't know what it is about Air Force One. Like, it's just like the most perfect, like, just action movie where it's all the cliches and everything. And then, when he pushes him out the side at the end, it's just perfect ending.
So 90s.
Yes.
Not to be confused with Con Air, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, that's classic. Sam Neill was in Jurassic Park, Fanny. Did you know? Have you seen? That's a bad joke.
Josh, you're an in-house cinephile.
Loves Jurassic Park, huh?
No, he's never seen Jurassic Park.
Oh, you really?
I've seen Jurassic Park.
Oh,
It's
I
just
thought
a
you really
joke.
have.
But I thought maybe he might have a different answer for
The Fugitive.
Harrison Ford. Oh, Fugitive, that's a good one.
Fugitive is a good one.
The
Yeah.
Fugitive.
It's a good one.
What about his role in Secret Life of Pets 2 as Rooster?
Duke.
What about
Come on,
him in
dude.
Captain America: Brave New World as Red Hulk?
Haven't seen it.
It's terrible.
Is it?
No, it's awful.
I'm waiting for Spider-Man here. That comes out in a couple
yeah.
weeks. That looks awesome.
That does look like it is.
That's good. That was In or Out. Brought to you by Pro Solutions. Hey, what do you got going on the rest of the day, Eddie?
Well, I'm going to be actually going home and just being with the kids. My wife gets back from a little girls trip this weekend. So just going to be with them all day. I actually I bought a pool on the weekend. Just a
Cool.
little above ground pool.
Yep.
I didn't tell her.
Uh-oh.
So
Surprise.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. The kids have been loving it. I don't think that she'll have any quarrels. The outside is kind of my domain.
Ah, okay.
She's got the kitchen and the interior. I can do my thing outside, but
Eddie Outdoorsman.
she will be surprised. I did get a pool. So the kids have been loving it.
Great timing for that pool.
Yeah,
It's so
dude.
nice out.
So I'm going for a dip today. That's what I'm doing.
Well done. Kids have been good.
Kids have
Mom
been
way?
great, man. Yeah, they've been good. Handful, busy, very busy, but Daddy's made it. I'm here, boys.
Daddy put in a shift this morning. Great stuff, Eddie. Look forward to talking to you on Friday. Awesome stuff. Eddie Steele dipping out on the Gazzola Show. We got to get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand. High-quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with a Z.
The Sports 1440 update.
Edmonton Oilers taking care of their last remaining RFA yesterday, signing Colton Dach to a 2-year extension, carrying a cap at $1.2 million last season. Dach, 5 goals, 8 assists in 61 games, split between Chicago and Edmonton. Blue Jays wrap up their pre-All-Star schedule with a loss in San Diego, 5-4 at the hands of the Padres. Around the rest of the majors, plenty of action, including the Orioles topping the Royals 8-2. Yankees get past the Nats 5-3. Red Sox over the Mets 3-2. Seattle beating Tampa Bay 8-2. And in the nightcap, the Diamondbacks top the Dodgers 5-3. From Remax Field, also final game before their All-Star break in the WCL, the Riverhawks beat Marion 10-9 in an extra inning. And Week 6 in the CFL wrapping up yesterday in Saskatchewan. The Riders beating Hamilton 38-7. From the NBA's offseason, Golden State Warriors agreeing to hire longtime NBA coach Frank Vogel as the team's new associate head coach alongside Steve Kerr. Coming up in hour 3 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll be joined by Alan Mitchell from the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brendan Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
No. Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is switching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
It's time to hit the greens. Elevate your golf game with Country Club Tour Golf Academy. No matter your experience, our PGA of Canada teaching pros are here to help. Enjoy lessons year-round between our 7 CCT golf courses and 2 state-of-the-art indoor facilities. Choose the location convenient for you. We offer private lessons, group lessons, expert club fittings, and junior camps. Visit our website to learn more and get ready to take your game to the next level. Booking is easy. Go to countryclubtour.com/golf academy and schedule your lesson today.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Like already I was just in the middle of a dream.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
Hour number 3. Yes, a lovely Monday indeed out there. Tom Gazzola Show presented by Bet365. Brandon Douglas with you. Josh Fenwick in the studio as well. Hop into the conversation. A lot of text today. I love it. 1-833-401-1440. Of course, Bet365. Canada just hit the biggest home run of the summer. Speaking of home runs, Bet365 is available in Alberta and here to stay. Download the app. Must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly. Okay. The Harrison Ford discussion has garnered some texts. There's people texting in from stuff earlier in the day, too, that I want to get to. We have a kind of an open segment before we get to low tide at 9:20. So I want to get to a couple of these. Blade Runner has come up for Harrison Ford. Seeing Fugitive, we talked about that. And then what else? There's a few others. But to me, like, I'll be honest with you guys, full disclosure, I haven't really watched an Indiana Jones movie. I know. I've not seen The Godfather, and I'm Italian.
The good thing about the first Indiana Jones movie is that if Indiana Jones wasn't in it, nothing would change. The final result is the Nazis would die.
Yeah.
Because they'd opened the thing.
Right. Okay. I've seen the ending to that. I'm like, oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
We've discussed this on past shows where I brought this up and I got some pushback. And understandably so, like, I like the movie. It's entertaining. But are there a lot of movies with this much cachet where you say if the main character just wasn't in it, the plot would result the same?
I never thought of that.
I'm not so sure.
I did not think about that.
Fenny, do you like the Shia LaBeouf Indiana Jones movies?
Well, there's only one. Honestly.
Oh, I thought he was in 2.
No, they just have Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
So did they even reference him in the second one?
Yeah, I didn't watch the Dial of Destiny. I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they said that Shia LaBeouf's character had died or something.
Was he his son?
Yeah.
And who played his dad in the
Sean
Connery, right? Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Great family tree there. Sean Connery, Harrison Ford, Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf at the time could
One
do
of these
no wrong.
things is not like the other.
One of these things is very much not like the other.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf, interesting cat.
Yeah, unique individual.
Very much so.
No doubt. I mean,
honestly, he was pretty good in Fury.
yeah, I loved him in Fury. And
Yeah.
that's like, if anyone's seen the Peanut Butter Falcon, that's just like a little movie from 2019. He's also really good in that. Very similar to his character in Fury. But I'm a big Fury guy.
That's a good movie.
I love Fury.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happens in that one.
Oh, so much stuff.
Stuff and things, whatnots and hootenannies. Sean texting and says, boys, I love Harrison Ford in Shrinking on Apple TV, a feel-good show. I have not seen that one.
Get on it, Tommy.
Is it great?
Oh, it's really, really great. Done by the same Brett Goldstein who wrote Ted Lasso.
Oh.
He wrote Shrinking.
Okay. I'll have to check that one out. Dave in Section T, what up, Dave? Says, great role in Peaky Blinders for Sam Neill. Yeah. Sam Neill, I believe he was British.
Australian. New Zealand.
He's
a Kiwi.
He's a Kiwi, but he always had an interesting accent, even in Jurassic Park as Dr. Alan Grant. I know he's supposed to be like an American paleontologist, but to me, he had an interesting kind of accent, even though he was speaking an American accent.
Yeah, he always had a slight twinge. He couldn't get the full Kiwi out.
Yeah, twinge. That's a great descriptor. Nicely done, Fenny.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Okay, and then this text came in from Sask Oilers fan, and it goes back to our conversation earlier when Spec was on for On the Mark. Sask Oilers fan texted in this, says, I'm listening to Spec's hit. I'm delayed an hour. The point was made about Doc's play, and he might drag Frederick into the fight. Just wrap your head around that for a minute. How sad is it that you sign a guy to hit, fight, score 12 to 20 goals, and you need a guy to drag him into the fight? Something seriously wrong here. He better light a fire under his butt, or the new head coach will make his life miserable. That performance last year was a debacle. Sask listener with that one. I don't disagree with those statements, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be as bad with Frederick. If it is, mamma mia. That was, yeah. Brando, anything?
It's.
I mean,
it's so tough to try and justify, like, oh yeah, maybe this third-year player, second-year like full-time NHLer will help engage your veteran, essentially prime acquisition of a season ago that is not going anywhere anytime soon. Like you're with him, like you got him here. So I'm all for the optimism that he can improve and be a little bit more effective in hopefully a couple different roles. But even down the stretch of last year, where it did seem like he'd made improvements, was being more effective, I was like, are we just saying that this is compared to how he's been the rest of his time as an Oiler, or is he actually playing more effective as a third line player? I kind of think it's more the former, where it was all just relative. He looked better relatively speaking, but like
the bar was low.
For an 8-year deal, even at the modest cap hit for a guy that is your fourth liner, and from what we've seen so far, like not an everyday fourth liner. Like he's subject to earning a trip in the press box when either someone's called up or you need to get a fresh set of legs in or something. He's kind of like right there for my first choice to take a seat for a game or two.
Yeah.
Now, once again, optimism. Let's hope that he can be back in day to day. You know, I think how many goals would Trent Frederick need to score for you to deem it as a successful turnaround season?
Oh,
I mean, we know he has scored 18 before. I'm not having any false sense of grandeur with something like that, but is it a 10-goal campaign? Does he need to score 15?
I think the bar is that low. I was gonna say 10 to be like, okay, maybe he's turning it around. Brett from Stony, Texans says 15. I understand that. Like you want the demand to be high and the expectation to be high, but with how things went last year, and guys, like on most nights, he was not noticeable at all. And obviously his minutes showed he was benched quite a bit. Just wasn't used because he was ineffective. He wasn't doing anything. So I don't know. Maybe I'm too too nice about it, but I would say like 10. I'd be like, okay.
You'd be happy with that.
I'd
You'd
just
be
like,
content.
It's satisfactory in my opinion, which isn't very, very good. But 15 would be, I'd be like, that's strong. That's a strong bounce.
I would
back.
agree.
Brett from Sony adds, totally reasonable to want him to get 15. Yeah, I'm not against that or anything like that. I'm like, but the bar is so low and how his minimal impact last year. I'm like, if you got 10 out of him, I'd be like, okay, well, that's better. It's better than being in the press box and playing 7 minutes when he was actually in the lineup and basically doing nothing. Triple C in a truck text in says, I think we'll get a different Frederick this year, fully healthy, hopefully off of that ankle injury. Nick in Grand Prairie text in says, as soon as Freddie started playing well, Knobloch cut his minutes and changed the lines. Knobloch gone will help all those bottom six players. And we'll see. Like, curious to see how Mike Babcock uses his fourth line, how he uses his third line as well. So time will tell, but yeah, the bar is pretty low. Doc, facts from Jay. He has his fight list here. What are we going to send? I don't know. Just looking at that. Let's go to Josh. Josh says he got 11 minutes per game last year. What do you think he gets this year? Well, hopefully 10 to 15, depending on what's going on, depending on how many penalties are in the game. Maybe he does slide. Maybe he gets off to a good start and slides up into the third line and moonlights up there sometimes. If you want to be optimistic. Let's go back to Sask Oilers fan. Get this conversation going. Says, sad thing, he's not very tough when it comes to dropping the mitts. He does it, though. He's supposed to be the muscle. That's part of why they traded for him while he was hurt. That blew my mind a little bit. Trading for guys and picking up guys that were injured. Frederick included. See Alec Regula. Roby Arventi, remember him? He was hurt. Blew out his knee. Gord Oil says it's been well documented that Freddie was not utilized properly by the coach. Yeah, I don't think Chris Knobloch was the biggest fan of Trent Frederick and didn't really hide it, especially at times last year where he just scratched him. We'll see. It's interesting. A lot of people bringing up more Harrison Ford movies, by the way. Abe the Babe says, I like the Bash Brothers combo with each. That is momentum changing. We'll see if they can do that. And then Shan getting in there says, I have a question. Is it me or the Chuck Wagon title at the Stampede the most prestigious of all titles? What do you think? I'll go to Fenny because he likes the Chucks.
And he double stampeded.
He double stampeded this
Dude,
year.
I did not Chucks this weekend, though.
Yeah, but you stampeded.
I did stampede.
Which is crazy.
First time I've
going
stampeded
back for more is insane.
Lived in
Double
Calgary. I only
whammy.
stampeded one time through the entire
What?
thing. Or like one day. I would only stampede for one day.
Oh.
Didn't need to do two. The Chucks. No, I would have to say it's probably the World Cup. I love the Chucks, but you're competing against basically just other North American ranchers and things of the such. The World Cup, soccer or footy, is the biggest sport in the world. It's the hardest to go pro in. It's even harder to make it to your national team. And then on top of that, you are literally playing the best of the best in all of these countries. So I would probably say, hey, you hoist the World Cup. Chucks, close second.
The Chuck Wagons. Now, I remember when I was doing news in Lloydminster, they had the tour, right?
Yep.
And
World Pro.
Yeah. And those, like, it was super popular. We always talked about them in our sports segments in Lloyd and in the Midwest and that area, the Lakeland region, if you will. Now, the Stampede, is that part of that tour? Or is it its own beast, basically?
Yeah, I think they use those standings. No, I think it is actually technically a stop on the tour.
That's what I was never too sure about.
I should already know that, but I just know that they changed something. Yeah, the Rangeland Derby is an official stop on it. So there you go.
Okay. So, yeah. Hey, it's kind of neat to watch the Stampede
This
on
coming
TV.
week, they're at the TP Creek Stampede.
Where's that?
TP Creek.
Yeah.
Well, it's in, I don't know where TP Creek is, but that's where it's at.
actually
That's not just
know-
the name of the Stampede. That's the name of the place.
It's west of Grand Prairie.
This guy knows.
Thank you, Fenny.
You're welcome.
How do you know that? Tell me more.
Okay. Well, my girlfriend lives in Peace River, grew up there, but she was supposed to go to the TP Creek Stampede and elected to not. But that's why I know where it is.
Okay.
Oh, that was this weekend.
Yes.
So it probably was a little bit of a lighter field because those who were still competing in the finals at the Rangeland Derby wouldn't have been there, presumably.
She elected for RuPaul, not TP Creek.
Poor choice.
What a DJ sesh that was.
It must have been a great one.
I'm sure. All right, we're going to step out. We'll keep the Oilers discussion going with Low Tide coming up next here on the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
Are you looking for safe and reliable transportation solutions for your wedding, corporate retreat, or golf trip? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer 3 different sizes of units to cater to your needs, and we provide first-class service at affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310-GLASS or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780-all-7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's app all summer long. Soft, creamy, and crunchy. For just $1 each plus tax exclusively in the McDonald's app. App download and registration required at participating McDonald's in Canada.
When it comes to sports in Edmonton, Jason Greger is a must-listen. He brings you the inside scoop with guests from across North America. If it matters in sports, you'll hear it here first. Greger rolls out weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports 1440.
Alan Olson Auctions presents the annual Camrose Summer Consignment Auction, open right now for online bidding through July 14th at alanolsonauction.com. This huge consignment sale features a totally unreserved retirement dispersal for Jace Craft. Bid on a variety of new and unused equipment in excellent condition, including machinery, lawn and garden tools, skid steers, and attachments. Plus, trucks, construction and farm equipment, buildings, and so much more. For more info, call 780-672-2434 or visit alanolsonauction.com today.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
$9:23. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. It's the Tom Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365 here on Sports 1440. Brandon Douglas, Josh Fedrick with you as well. And Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. Brando?
It's a low tide staple.
That's a low tide staple because Alan Mitchell is standing by. He's ready to rock and or roll. Were you toe tapping tied to that one?
Absolutely. Anything Dolly Parton ever sang was, perfect. And I like Kenny Rogers too. So it was great. And written by, was it Barry Gibb? I can't remember which Gibb wrote it.
From the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Now,
great song.
Kenny Rogers, anytime I hear about Kenny Rogers, I think of Will Sasso playing Kenny Rogers on Mad TV or Kramer yelling, Kenny! When he had the Kenny Rogers roasters and the red light going into his apartment.
I'm on no sleep.
I thought Jerry Seinfeld did a good job of like the role reversal when he was very Kramerish and Kramer kind of became like Jerry. I thought that was great. And then Dolly Parton, by the way, tied. She just seems like a lovely person.
She's just, I was a big fan when I was a kid of Dolly Parton. I grew up in a country music family, but she wrote Coat of Many Colors about a coat that her mom made for her. They didn't have anything, and everybody would laugh at school at her. But she loved the coat because it was from her mom. And for anybody to write a song like that, it's just a beautiful song. And she's a beautiful woman, wonderful talent. I couldn't be a bigger fan of Dolly Parton. She probably, the only way it could happen is if she took out a restraining order, but I don't live near her, so that's good too.
You go to Dollyland. Anyway, you got to be like a icon to have like a theme park that's yours. So
that's true.
There you go. A little bit of tidbits and knowledge, some toe tapping music to get us going with low tide. Hey, the Oilers taking care of a little bit of business with this Colton Dock deal, 2 years, $2.4 million. I'm going to have to ask you about the debate that we were having, or some people still texting in about Trent Frederick as well. But the Dock stuff, Tide, what do you think about this deal? What do you think about the potential of this player?
Well, I think it was a great trade because you've got a young player with room to grow. And he's a rambunctious guy. He hits everything in sight. He and Trent Frederick played really well together. For about 70 minutes, they had a good goal share. They were hitting people. They were turning over pucks. And it really re-engaged Frederick. And I'd like to see that line with Szymanski again this fall. I don't know that we will. But I think that Colton Dock is more than worth the investment. And he's exactly what the Oilers need, a young player who may emerge as more than what we think. Right now, he's got like 20 points in 86 NHL games. That's a bottom six forward. Left winger can take care of business. His goal share in Edmonton was spectacular. If he could maintain most of that, this is an extreme value deal. If he gets better than he was, then it was a complete theft by Stan Bowman.
With Trent Frederick, like I said, there's a bunch of texts that are still coming in. Some people saying, he is tough. Others saying he's not like a heavyweight or anything like that. And listen, we were talking about what a reasonable expectation for Frederick would be. Like, would you be satisfied with a 10-goal season from him? How do you look at Trent Frederick and his potential this year, especially if he's playing with Colton Dock and they can be like the Bash brothers?
Well, Mr. Gazzola, I just wrote an article in The Athletic today about Trent Frederick and just looked at his numbers and his year. And there were two things that really stood out. He had lost foot speed before the high ankle injury in Boston, even before he got here. And it didn't come back until really late. NHL Edge can give you a month-by-month update. And the last, I'd say, 6 weeks or 8 weeks of the year, Frederick was skating well again. Happened to coincide with his work with Colton Dock. And his scoring was up, too. He was scoring a little bit more. I think Frederick is going to be next season the player that the Oilers were hoping they'd get. I don't know that he's going to play on a skill line, but I think he could be a very effective two-way winger. People are like, he's not tough. I just encourage you to let it come to you. He could not get to the play until late last year. But he's an agitator. He can help turn over pucks, and he has enough skill to score 15 goals in a year on this team if he's healthy. So I think the investment they made in him was too long. and maybe a little too much. Although now with the cap going up, I don't know that you can really reasonably argue that a good third line center making whatever it is $3.8 million, that seems to be reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
But if he scores 15 goals and he's on the ice for like 52% of the goals in Edmonton's favor, I think that's attainable, and I think that would be worth the money. And I believe that when he plays his game, Oiler fans will love him. The anger and the rage comes from the contract and the year that he showed people, but that wasn't the real Trent Frederic. I saw him in Boston. I saw him real good, and it's not like he's 35. He should be able to recover and have a really solid year for Edmonton.
He is in the middle of his prime. So with him and the struggles that he had, like, it's interesting. Do you think that it being his second full year here and then just having that last season out of the way and off of his mind, do you think that'll go a long way in him getting some confidence back, a little bit of his groove, that he could just like put it past him? Or do you think that'll linger this year?
No, I think we saw it the last, March, April of last year, and then injuries hit and he lost his center. And they didn't, the Doc and Frederick, really unbelievable. They didn't play together in the playoffs, even though that style is what works in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've already seen what he can do as far as confidence. Pucks have to start going in for him. There's no doubt about that. But Frederick is a guy who I think, if I was going to pick a top three Oilers who will surprise fans, he would be on the list because he can. He can do a lot of things. He can play center, and I think he's more effective on the wing. But he is a guy who last year was a shadow of himself. And if you go back and look at the media avails that he had, he voiced real frustration. Players tend to know before anybody how they're, if they're playing well or not.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew early that it wasn't. He got frustrated. He could not get to the play in time. And it was foot speed. Now that high ankle injury is done, he's back to the last 2 months of the year. He was back to 23, 24 levels. I think about 72% max speed and 72% shot in terms of how hard it was. He's back to where he was. Now they just got to get him on the ice and see what he can do. I suspect he'll be a third line winger this year.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of that, Low Tide joining us, Alan Mitchell here on the Gazzola Show. We're looking at the bottom six, and listen, I'm referencing what Daily Faceoff has up right now, and there's going to be some moving pieces and all that. It's kind of a log jam in that bottom six, isn't there, Tide?
Yeah, there's a logjam everywhere, though. If we talk about the top line being McDavid, Savoy, and Hyman, and then the second line being Draisaitl with Podkolzin and one of Kapanen or Ike Howard,
Mm-hmm.
right away you have, four guys for three slots. And then you go to the, I don't know who will be on the Dickinson line, but I think Brian Nugent-Hopkins probably will be. And then on the right side, you might have Kapanen, but you might have Trent Frederic. Joseph is a guy that I think that is going to play more than people think he will. And then for the fourth line, Szymanski with Doc and maybe Frederic or maybe Joseph, something along those lines. But even if you have all of those guys, then you've got Matthias Janmark on the outside looking in. So, shoes have to drop. I think they may. They have a similar problem on defense where right now Spencer Stastny is absolutely a lock for the waiver wire in October before the season starts. So they could do a 3-for-1 if they wanted. I suspect they won't, but there's going to be a period of time where either they offload a player or they have to put them on waivers. We'll see. I remember, I think it was 22 or 23 where Ken Holland waived Dmitry Samorukov,
Mm-hmm.
and St. Louis waived Klim Kostin. And once they were waived, they ended up getting traded for each other as an AHL deal. And then Kostin came up here and played extremely well. I think you could see something like that by Stan Bowman. The key, of course, being that the player has to clear waivers on both sides.
Right. Tide, a name that popped up earlier on the text line, and I'm like, oh, yeah, a lot of people really like him and are excited about this young gentleman, is Connor Clattenburg. And he just played his first full year pro. He got nicked up. The 5 games he got into with the Oilers, people got really excited about him. He scored his first career goal. I believe that was against Dallas. He might have been the only guy going that night. I think they got beat pretty good, got the wheels beat off of them. And where do you think a guy like that fits in? 21 years old. Obviously, there's a rambunctiousness to his game. Got a look with the big club last year, but some people are really high and expect a lot from Connor Clattenburg and think he might be on the team. What do you think?
I think he could be. I think he'd have to come to camp and play really well. He'd have to beat somebody out. We'd be talking more than just Janmark not making the team. He might beat out Josh Szymanski as an example. But the thing about Clattenburg is that he's a little bit different from the other guys in that he's very physical, but he has surprising hands in close. There's a little Patrick Maroon in him. Now, he scored a goal in, I don't know how, did he play 5 games here?
5 games, yep.
Yeah, and he showed it there, but he also showed it in preseason where he really impressed. Now, in the AHL, he didn't do as much. I think part of it is that and he's talked about wanting to, hold on to the puck more, stick handle, be more a part of the play. And I just think it's good thing to work on. You want to have everybody be able to handle the puck, but if he's a mature NHL player, popping goals and playing, well enough to be in the lineup every day, then he won't be transporting the puck, and he'll be crashing and banging, heading to the net, creating a ruckus, and also, punishing players, defensemen like Doc does. So, it's a little bit of a limited resume, but it doesn't mean it can't be effective. Mm-hmm. And he has the added ability to around the net, he has some interesting hands. So he's a player to watch for sure, in a little bit different way than Doc.
Tide, it's interesting too, because when you look at this roster and they take care of Doc and getting his contract in the books and everything's done there's still some fans of the team that are saying, hey, boy, how about a guy like Patrick Laine? Or I see Jay texting and asking about Klingberg, who's already an Oiler, right? But do you think that they need to add anything else? And why do you think there's a fascination with Laine, who I don't think will ever be coming here, to be honest with you? But what's your take on that?
Well, I think what's happened to Oiler fans, and you can't blame them, is for the first time in exactly one forever, there's money, in the bank, and they don't know what to do with it. But the best thing to do is to keep your powder dry, wait until, say remember when they signed Roslovic to a $1 million deal a year ago. Mm-hmm. But when you have 23-man roster, which they haven't had since Ken Holland's plane landed in 2019, that means that if somebody goes on waivers and you like that player, you can pick them up. Carolina won a Stanley Cup doing that. The man who played goal for Carolina when they were winning the Stanley Cup was a waiver pickup. So, you have to have really good scouts. You have to have great awareness, and then you have to, use all the tools available to you. So I would avoid all of the free agents, even if, Mantha is available and you want 3.5 and he'll come here, don't sign him, because he might be available for $1 million on October 9th. Mm-hmm. And you also want, you want to see what Ike Howard is. That's a guy you burn another year, and now he goes from a prospect to a suspect. It's go time for Ike Howard. If he can't make it, that's fine. But you've got to give him his, 40 games, or his, in baseball terms, 250 at bats. He's there now. He's done everything you asked him to. Mm-hmm. You sent him down. You told him to be more responsible, and he did it by all accounts. Colin Chalk talked about how much he'd improved. Well, if you trade for a player, at some point in time, you've got to give the young man a chance. So if you bring Mantha in, that means Howard would have a very difficult time making the team. Let Mike Babcock see him. People talk about Babcock being a guy who doesn't like young players. If you go look at the early Toronto Maple Leafs teams, it's full of young players, and not just, first overall or second overall picks. Zach Hyman came out of that team. Yep. Connor Brown came out of that team. So, I think that there's, people are looking at last year's team like it just lays there on the page and doesn't move. Ike Howard could be a big surprise for this team. He's skilled. He's a first shot scorer. They don't have a lot of them. They're brilliant passers, but they don't have a lot of guys who can be a first shot scorer. Give the man his chance. He's a kid. He's worked hard. He's done everything asked. He said, people were like, well, he won't go to the minors. Well, he went to the minors and he worked hard. His coach raved about him. So with those rave reviews, he scored 24 goals in like 47 AHL games. He had more goals per game than any rookie in the AHL a year ago. Give him an opportunity. And that means you don't sign a guy. You save the money, and then the deadline, you can have a Kevin Lowe deadline like he did in 2006 in that spring. And the Stan Bowman template is coming into view, and quite honestly, it's a lot more attractive than the Holland template.
It's going to be interesting to see how this season evolves and that all goes down. That was a legendary trade deadline for Kevin Lowe back in 05-06 too. That one was epic.
Amazing.
Yeah, almost put that team over the top. Tide, what's coming up on the show today?
We have Jason Greger. We're going to talk a lot about the Elks victory, which was, they put some 4-1 along with the Green Riders. And we'll talk about, what the Oilers are doing, the Doc deal and other things as well. And we'll look a little bit forward to the World Cup, which is, a soccer event that occurs every 4 years. It is kind of caught the attention for the first time of people all over the world. So we'll talk about that too.
That's going to be an awesome show at noon right here on Sports 1440. Tide, thanks for doing this today. Look forward to seeing you.
You, sir, are a gentleman. Thank you.
There you go. Alan Mitchell, Low Tide, the lowdown coming up at noon right here on our fine station. Yeah, the Line A thing, boys. Like, I understand the allure, and it's a bit mysterious. Like, could he be?
Well, this guy scored 40 goals.
Yeah, but I'm more worried about how his game has fallen off, and he wasn't even getting a sniff in the playoffs.
No, I'm right with you, Tom, where I see it as a non-starter.
Yeah.
Like, I've been preaching this essentially since July the 2nd when we reconvened after what Bowman and his group were able to accomplish on the opening day of free agency, where I say, like, all right, like, do your due diligence and do some more poking around on some of these remaining names. But the one I was really still intrigued by was Claude Giroux and kind of his versatility and what he could bring to the Oilers. But after that, I'm kind of sitting there saying, yeah, I think you're probably okay for the time being. You've got plenty of bodies. You've got plenty of internal competition for spots, and kind of just let this play out and then address the needs as they become more clear with the changes to this roster that we've seen over the offseason.
Team and how it competes and looks can evolve throughout a season. We've seen it here in recent years. You can add, maybe you find out some things about guys that you have in a good way, and you have some pleasant surprises. Maybe there's some rough patches for some guys, and you got to adapt to that. There's a lot of hockey to be played. And but there always is, I think, not just from the Oilers standpoint and Edmonton's fan base. I think most fan bases are like this, like the need to like do something now. Someone's out there, go get them. You know what I mean? When really it's like you can take a step back, breathe, look at your roster, go, okay, it's not complete. Obviously, it's going to change throughout the season. And then by the end of the year, you'll know, or by the deadline, you'll know what you need. And then that's when you make the right move, if you will. But yeah, there's some people that have a desire to add more. But if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. KR texting in. KR says, Line A is like Mantha. No, unless it's super cheap 1-year deal signed in October. Josh getting in there says, I don't get why people have given up on Howard. I'd hate to not give him a chance and have him turn into an Alex DeBrincat type player somewhere else. Hopefully people aren't looking past him already. You know, he did everything, like Lotide said, he did everything that was asked of him down in the minors, had a strong season. You know, up here, obviously, tougher learning curve. Might take some time, but I'm still optimistic about him. Gave up a good player who should be a good player and Sam O'Reilly to get Ike Howard. Let the kid play. See what he can do. Matt says no empty calorie scores for a team like this one. No to Line. Brett from Stony wants Ike Howard's numbers. I can get those for you in the minors. I think he was 50 points. Double check that right now. I've got it here. Yeah, 50 points on the button in 47 games, 24 goals, 26 assists, -3, 3 playoff games, 4 assists. And he had 12 penalty minutes as well. And then for a refresher in Edmonton, Howard, 2 goals, 3 assists in 29 games was -6. He had struggled with some penalties. I think he took some like offensive zone penalties, some hooking and tripping penalties. I think that put him behind the 8 ball. And I don't think Chris Knobloch loved that too much and probably cost him some shifts as he was figuring out the National Hockey League. Anyway, Keep those texts coming in. 1-833-401-1440. We're going to continue on here as we make it through our Monday edition of the Gazzola Show, brought to you by Bet365.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
It's dollar drink summer at McDonald's. Sip on a refreshing small fountain drink or a small iced coffee for just $1 each plus tax, all summer long. Only at McDonald's. Excludes flavored and cloud iced coffees. At participating Canadian restaurants. Taxes extra. Prices exclude delivery.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your fix. Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440.
Mr. Rooter has deja vu. Mr. Rooter has deja vu.
The bathroom is right over there, Mr. Rooter.
Thank you, good sir. Wait, I swear I've plunged this toilet before. It was clogged with a snow globe. Am I living in a time loop? Oh, good. It's just a voodoo doll that looks exactly like me. Whew, what a relief.
For a plumbing experience you'll want to relive, call Mr. Rooter.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing,
Or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Like we always do with this time. Go.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
We continue on. Tom, Brandon, Josh with you here on 1440. Big thank you to Bet365 hopping on board, presenting sponsor of the Tom Gazzola Show. Text us 1-833-401-1440 if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe as well. We appreciate that. And you can also catch us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. The socials, as they say. The socials. Lots of good content. You were saying, Brandon, about they had the dogs at the park at the Riverhawks game?
Yeah, it was an action-packed day at the park because it was the Stollery Foundation Day. So lots of kids. And it's like every Sunday is like the kids' day.
Yep.
And it's also Paws in the Park Day. And it was a Stollery Day. So they had some kids doing the mic work, like in the booth, like announcing batters. And then I think his name was Ben. He was kind of tagging along with Donovan, the in-game host, all afternoon as well, with some really funny comments and additions to what we know Donovan brings to the table. So that was great. And then, yeah, anytime the camera gets the dogs on the screen, people go nuts for that. And the bat dog, Iceman is his name.
What a name.
Awesome name. He's out there picking up the bats, dragging them back to the dugout. He only worked, I think, 2 innings, though. I have to assume because they decided it was too hot for him to be doing that because it was scorching at the field yesterday. I got some nice tan action going on the arms finally. It's been a slow summer on that front. Gotta get bronzed up, get a little color on the head for the remaining wedding schedule I have, which is very active through August. So
you do have a bit of a glow today.
Thank
you.
Very nice. I'm tired.
Well, you were busy. I mean, you were bartending a wedding and you drove.
I watched the sun come up Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Really cool moon. Just preceding the sunrise. It was like a waning crescent, and it was like very large on the northeastern horizon, right ahead of the sun. So that was great. Slept for like a few hours in through what was already daytime, and then down to the ballpark to sweat my bag off for the better part of 4 hours.
Did they do Simba Cam?
Yes,
I love that.
Yes, very good with the dogs. Yeah, I think my favorite part of the dog, there was I don't know who it was, had a couple like huskies, and they had their like ski goggles on, which was great. And Donovan, the in-game host, he had an ice cream cone, and he was like sharing it with these 2 dogs. It was hilarious because he's taking a lick, then he lets the dogs take a lick.
Yeah,
he licks it again right after them. No qualms, no holds barred. Feeds them half the remaining cone, and then he takes the last bite of the cone too. So that got a lot of good chuckles.
That guy, man, he's fantastic. If you ever have a chance to talk to him, a man of many talents and voices and characters. And those Riverhawks games are a lot of fun, and he definitely adds to that. But yeah, the kids doing the PA announcing, like when the NHL does like the future generation games, those are really well done. And you'll see like they'll do the player announcement and they'll have kids draw like pictures and color pictures of the players, and you get some funny stuff out of that. And then the kids doing the PA stuff, the ones that are helping in-house and all that is it's neat. I like it. I'm here for it. And then anytime you got dogs involved, dogs at the park, I think they're talking about dogs at the football game coming up.
Oh, really?
Did I hear that? Or
as I wrong in Elks promo? I wonder, because you have to think because at the Riverhawks game, it's in the bleachers, so like it's reserved area. Like if you buy a ticket there, understand there are going to be some dogs around and stuff. Is there a spot at Commonwealth that is as conducive to having your dog alongside you? Because every seat is a seat.
Yeah,
there's no just bleacher or benches.
Right.
So I don't know. I'd love to see them try. Right, we talked about this last week after the continued concerns around attendance and stuff. You got to find other ways to get people in and attract them.
Yep.
And chance to take the dog out and go down and sit outdoors for a few hours in the evening. It's probably an encouraging one.
Now, that could be chaos as well.
Oh, yeah.
I could see there being issues with dogs frolicking amongst each other. And then the bathroom thing for dogs, too. Like, I'm sure there are a few chocolate hot dogs that got cooked in the stands.
Well, that's something that I've always wanted, to be honest, but I have to assume that enough places do it. They've got something in store. And then at the same time, like there's a little bit of onus on the owners to say, if my dog is not very good with other dogs, like strange dogs, like
don't bring him.
Don't bring him. Like, I get it. You want to be involved in it, but you got to have a little bit of responsibility that you can't be bringing a little bit of a loose cannon out to that type of public environment.
My parents' dog, Penny, love her. She's tremendous. I don't know how she would handle that. She was eating mosquitoes yesterday. She's a good mosquito hunter, but I think she would struggle with going to a sporting event and then having like hundreds of other dogs there. She's really shy. It's odd. It's very odd. But anyway, it would be an interesting experiment for sure. Also, Brian's asking you about your hat.
You know, it's an E, not a pigtail.
And that's
he's asked that before.
Yeah, it's the old Edmonton Eskimos baseball team.
Is that what this one is?
1914, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, I'll because this was funny enough. He texted it. This was a gift from Reed Clark.
Yeah.
When he was with the Sport Edmonton, and funnily enough, I was wearing my Trappers jersey. That was also a gift from Reed Clark.
Hell yeah.
I was wearing that at the ballpark yesterday.
I love seeing those.
And
Trappers.
I always get quite a few compliments on it when I do break it out, which is for rare occasions.
I respect the hell.
And so this hat, I get asked about it all the time, and I often sort of spell it as like, I think it was this team or whatever. I knew it was an Edmonton team when Reed told me when he gave it to me, but I just couldn't remember. So Tom with all the answers.
Yeah, well, I'm a nerd for stuff like that.
Well, yeah, you're a jersey aficionado.
I love it. Also, I saw like when I went on with Yaremchuk, who's doing his hole-in-one challenge today.
I'm going to check in, see how Chucker's making out.
We should do an update on it. That's for charity, of course, so great cause. We were talking about jerseys, and I know they posted it as a clip. Yeah, I've been told. Now I'm like suspicious if my friends over at OEG are trying to throw me off the scent because they said there's a Flint Tropics motif to it, the new third jersey. And I was told like oil country in like writing will be featured somewhere. But then I was talking with DJ from What Chaos podcast, and he saw something that he thinks was the hometown remix. But what he described to me, and he sent me a picture, I'm like, you know what, man? They were designing, there was a mock-up of a jersey like that 10 years ago, and they decided not to do it. And then I started texting with the old graphic designer from OEG, who's no longer with them. I'm like, do you remember putting something like this together? He's like, yeah, they had me do that like 2016, 2017. So I don't know. Like I'm starting to be like, am I being thrown off the scent purposely?
No, that can't be.
Maybe.
You're too savvy for that. You'd have sniffed that out if that was the case. Now you're just second guessing.
I might be.
Trust your
overthinking
instinct.
it.
Hey, and I've gotten lots of texts about when you've been on these couple different shows chatting about this because our beer league team is the Tropics.
Great.
That I play on.
Great.
So people are asking if the Tropics inspired the Oilers graphic design team with our ensemble.
Yeah. Interesting. Motivation. Where did they get that
Yeah,
idea?
they're out watching us at the Drake on Sunday nights at 6:00.
Yeah.
Just a quick little thing on Yaremchuk. I've just watched him hit, since I opened it, I've seen him hit 2 or 3 shots, and all of them have been very close. Actually.
Really?
Like,
so he's dialed.
Running past the hole. He is 284 shots in. We talked to him about this on Friday. He's pacing himself more this year. 3 hours and 16 minutes.
Double glove, you said?
Yeah, double glove from the start. He learned that lesson from last year where his hands got chewed up. He didn't switch to double glove until it was too late.
Ooh.
I don't know what club I think at this point he's probably still hitting whatever he was starting with, right? He said his 7.
Yeah, he told me the strategy.
His 155 club. So.
Yeah. And as the day progresses, if he doesn't hole out, he says he'll go to his 6 eventually, starts to lose strength and down to his 5. He said, he broke his 5 iron last year. Yeah, that's, well, hopefully he gets a hole in one. What do you have? How many balls did he hit last year? Was it like a couple thousand?
Several thousand.
Yeah.
Many thousand.
Yeah. Well, good luck to your Chuck. You can catch that. That's over on Oilers Nation's YouTube.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it is. You going to swing out there, go stop in and check in on him?
I might root him on. Great.
I'm seeing Ryder and Lisa
they're out there
from the Sauce. They're currently doing the little kind of hosting in the side corner with the couch and all that, doing some play-by-play.
Congrats to them, by the way. They got married over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Congrats to them.
Yes.
I kind of assumed they already were married, but
they've been together for a while, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, congrats to Ryder and Lisa. Vaughn confirming it's bring your dog to the game at the Elks game on Friday. Benny's like, interesting. What do you think? You're going to bring... You have a dog?
Might just have to gun down to Calgary and pick up the family dog. take her out for a spin. No, she'd hate that.
Yeah, she'd struggle just like Penny. Penny couldn't handle that. It'd be like too much going on. Other dogs, she'd run away. She'd cry. She'd be like tucked in my lap and be worried if I were to bring her a sporting event. I like it though. Some dogs love it. They absolutely love it. So look forward to seeing that on Friday down at Commonwealth. All right, we're going to step out for a quick breather, a quick update as well. Brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding, awswelding.ca. Here's Brandon.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Buffalo Sabres and restricted free agent forward Peyton Krebs coming to terms on a 4-year extension, $18 million in total. That's a cap hit of 4.5 AAV. Krebs had filed for arbitration earlier this month. The hearing set for August 1st, now rendered moot. Light day elsewhere in the sporting world as it is the MLB All-Star break. Home Run Derby going tonight from Philadelphia. You can catch that live on Netflix. Coming up in hour 4 of the Tom Gazzola Show, we'll hear today's edition of Cam and Eggs and be joined by JP Hornstra from Newsweek Sports covering the major leagues of baseball. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Tickets on sale now at silenticecenter.com. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact because our team is built on second chances and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Canada's biggest appliance sale is on now at The Brick. Save big on top appliance brands throughout the store. Buy more and save more, up to $1,000 off qualifying appliance packages. Plus, take until 2030 to pay with no interest on appliances OAC with Flexity. If you find a lower advertised price on appliances, The Brick will beat it. And check out deals for the rest of your home, like up to 33% off sofas, love seats, sectionals, and recliners. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans, stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
Feeling overwhelmed by debt? Concerned about what the next few weeks or months will bring for your finances? My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. You don't have to navigate this alone. Together, we can review your options and build a personalized plan to reduce your payments and get you out of debt so you can breathe again. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to book your free consultation and discover your debt-free future.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
Monday morning, you sure look fine. I got trapped.
The Tom Gazzola Show. All gas, no brakes. Edmonton's sports leader. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Hour of the Tom Gazzola Show here on Sports 1440 on a lovely Monday. Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you as well. Big thank you to everybody who tuned in today and is tuning in right now. Appreciate it. Hope your drive is going well to work, maybe. Maybe you're on vacay. Lucky. Very, very lucky. We've got
Tom, with some of that flash flooding that
Yes.
kind of took place on Friday.
Yeah.
Some of the videos were just insane. I couldn't believe it.
Trees in the middle of the road.
What type of, if you had been out and about while this was happening, rather than the comfort of your downtown home, are you just stop and sit on the roof of your car hoping to not be overtaken by the rising waters? Are you plowing through? Are you fighting through regardless the water's like up over the hood of your car?
Then that thing's stalling out, isn't it?
Well, most likely. But just drive really fast and just get through, and then it can't get in. That's
boy.
the logic, right?
You got to find the high ground.
Yes.
That sucks. And there were some underpasses that were just like a lake, weren't there?
Oh, yeah. The one video I seen making its rounds on Instagram was this guy in a Jeep. And he's got the Jeep, he's got a snorkel on it. He thinks he can go anywhere, and it's probably true. And he's like driving underneath this overpass. The water's up to the bottom of his windows, essentially. Wow. And then right on the other lane, there was a guy sitting on the roof of his car, like filming it happen. And then the firefighters that were on scene, they weren't too happy with the guy driving through it. Didn't think it was probably the wisest decision. They let him have it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was just staggered by some of the footage I saw, both on the streets, how high the water was. Donovan was telling me about it on Saturday morning. And then we seen footage from like inside stores and homes and stuff all over the city of like just the water gushing up through the bottom of what I expected the entire drainage facilities for the buildings. Just
how about Commonwealth Stadium? Did you see that geyser?
Yeah, exactly.
Holy smokes! And they just installed that turf and the drainage system, and it just
being put to the test.
That was unbelievable. I'm curious. Like, I'm sure it's all dry now because it's beautiful outside. But what the heck? Like, would that wouldn't have ruined the field? I don't think. But that was is it supposed to do that? No.
Good
Fanny
question.
says no.
Good question.
Yeah. Oh man. Of course, title sponsor of the Gazzola Show, Bet365. Check out Bet365's early payout for baseball. When your team goes up by 5 runs, you get paid out immediately. No stress about blowing a big lead. Download the app and see what early payouts all about. We'll talk a little baseball in a little bit with JP Hornstra from Newsweek, but we do have Cam and eggs, don't we? Delicious. Let's hear from Cam Tate. It's the recorded version today. I'm not reading anything. All right, here's Cam and eggs.
So, 1978. My lifelong friend Barth Bradley and I go to an Eskimos game. First time I'd ever been inside Commonwealth Stadium. South side, wheelchair section. And you know what? We thought it was pretty cool. Now, my beloved Uncle Walt, he'd already told me all about the place. And every single time, he'd point down, both hands, and say, Cam, that field is 35 feet below street level. Both hands. Every time. Like he dug the hole himself. And that old stadium, boy, has it delivered over the years. I saw the Rolling Stones there, both nights, October of '94. Mick Jagger, 35 feet below street level. Uncle Walt would have gotten a kick out of that. The Heritage Classic, outdoor hockey in November. Only in Edmonton, right? But here's the thing. The boys were talking about this earlier on the Big Tom Show, and it's a fair question. Has the time come to retire Commonwealth Stadium? Think about why we built it. Edmonton was hosting the Commonwealth Games. We needed a stadium with 60,000 seats. And the timing couldn't have been better. The Eskimos were jamming their way through CFL history. 5 straight Grey Cups. 5. Edmontonians loved that team, and everybody wanted to be there. But that was coming up on 50 years ago now. 50. And hey, everything changes. Everything gets a little worn down. I know the feeling. So look, nobody's saying we don't love Commonwealth Stadium. Of course we do. The question is love enough? Uncle Walt always pointed down. Maybe it's time the rest of us looked ahead. I'm Cam Tate. Cam and Eggs Sports 1440.
Ooh, so bringing up the discussion that we had earlier about Commonwealth Stadium. What should they do with it? Does it need a facelift? Would you tear it down and build a new stadium? Where would you put it? We talked about it earlier with Eddie Steele, a little bit with Spec. So Cam chiming in on that. Did he say, he said it was maybe time to look at moving on from it? Great stadium. Also, by the way, that reminded me when he was talking about the 60,000, that's I think the biggest crowds there was like 63,000, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. It was originally built. I read this, looked it up, checked out photos. Others can chime in if they remember or correct me if I'm slightly off on this. It was built originally at 48,000, and then they expanded it. They added seats in the end zones because I think that was a grassy area for the first few years. And then I think they added to the top deck as well on both sides. And when you do get it packed for like a Grey Cup or like the Heritage Classic, which we talked about, it feels like it's not meant to have 60,000. And that's because originally it was built for 48,000. You also told me that Evan Dom, who used to be with the Elks. Dahmer told me that. And it's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it's an interesting talking point. And Cam chimes in on it. Hey, Trent Wilhock says, yep, you're right. Okay, so I wasn't crazy about that. Ryan from Sass says, what about Kinsman Park for a new football stadium location? Is there enough room down there? Parking?
That would be tough.
Yeah.
Great location. It would be awesome. But the space you'd be giving up for what currently they do there. And then, because you're not going to like fill the whole area with parking lots. It's going to be like you commute in.
Yes.
Like you walk in from downtown, back across the bridge, you walk down the hill. That is the type of place they'd be setting up.
Mm-hmm.
Even still, I don't know if there'd be enough room.
Yeah, that'd be
for facilities, and like you do still need some parking, obviously, for players and staff and operations and all that.
I don't think that would be viable. Have you done the park at Kinsman and walk across the bridge to Remax Field?
I have not, actually. Usually I park up by the ledge and then I walk down the hill.
Oh, okay.
Over there. So it's still a fair little jaunt. I think only of all the Riverhawks games I've gone to over the years, I've probably gotten there in time to park in actually one of those like the grass lots immediately across the field, probably a handful of times. I've never parked in the actual stadium parking lot. Not once.
It's convenient. That's changing, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're developing that land
into,
I think, condos, housing, I believe.
Just right in the shadow of the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they make it tall enough that we can get a Rogers Center feel.
Kind of looking in on
the game.
That area could be. I mean, they could do a lot of great stuff with that area. That old, the old Epcor building there.
Like in behind.
Yeah. You could do like a really nice river walk. It obviously would take a lot of money and investment, but I think of like Nashville. There's if you've been to San Antonio, a great river walk there. It's beautiful. But it just feels like that area is like underutilized. But baseball games are great there. That's for sure. If you were, this is just a hypothetical, like the text came in from Ryan from Sask saying like, what about the Kinsman area for a new stadium? Like scenic though. It would be very scenic.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Down in the River Valley, but just logistically, I don't think it's feasible. Mike texting in says, is Cam referring to an old field at Commonwealth? The field is currently like 10 feet at most below street level. What? There's a ramp that goes down from street level, and it's more than 10 feet for sure. I would think it is what Cam said, around 35 feet from street level. I think Cam's right on that one. But anyway, have your say. 1-833-401-1440. Boys, are we excited about this All-Star game in MLB?
Well, I'm going to watch it because there's literally nothing else to watch. I'll watch the Derby tonight for sure. I'm intrigued by the format change that we discussed, so that should probably expedite it, you would think. Make it a little quicker, a little bit more to the point. I love in the home run derby. This has been an all-time goal for me, is to be one of the people out in the field shagging balls.
That'd be so much
like
fun.
catching fly balls. Usually, at least once every year, some kid just wears one right off the dome. You're like, oh my God, are they okay?
Yikes.
And in the previous format, the most recent years, where the camera just cuts away so quickly, you literally see them get domed, boom, right back to the plate. You have no idea if they're down for the count, if they just took it like a champ. You're oblivious. Ignorance is bliss, maybe, in that specific context. But that's an all-time dream of mine, is to be out there at the home run derby just catching fly balls.
Shagging balls?
Yeah.
You'd be like that big kid that pushes the little kids out of the way?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
That'd be
shove.
funny.
I'd shove.
Benny, are you a big All-Star game guy?
No, All-Star games suck. Like, I will not be watching the All-Star game.
To me, the MLB All-Star game, like, it's not a contact sport. There's like the level of intensity doesn't really matter. So it's still just a baseball game.
Yeah.
And if anything, that probably, like, of the four major sports, it's the best All-Star game.
There's something to be won, right?
Not anymore.
They took that out?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's nothing on the line.
Well, how about the new NHL All-Star format? It's like mini game.
I'm pretty skeptical of that too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like more so the point of like how they're going to select the players. Like now all of a sudden you need a minimum number of players from each nation.
Right. Because it's I don't know.
It's by country.
That's
so
right.
So all of a sudden it's like are Canadians Americans, which are the most plentiful representation in the NHL by nationality. Some of those all-stars are now going to be set aside to make way for enough Swedes and Finns to round out their rosters. And there's plenty of good Swedes and Finns, don't get me wrong, but we know how each season can be fluctuating on who's having a gut year, down year, etc. And then are they still going to do that while also abiding by the every team gets at least one representative format? Because then that's even another wrench into it. It's like, okay, no, this is actually the best player on your team, but we need someone, so it's actually gonna be your third best player because they're Swedish.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I'm very skeptical, is what I would say.
As you should be. The best part of the All-Star game and weekend, having covered a bunch of them, was the party. That's about it. The rest of it was yawn. I mean, it's neat for, like, if you're a kid and you're going to see all these superstars there, it's neat. But yeah, it's not the same. Matt and Leduc says, if you're shagging fly balls, Brando, take your knee brace.
Yeah, if I was there this weekend, I'd probably defer. Like, can I come back next year? I'm in no shape to be out there right now.
The Rig texts in, says, never excited about the All-Star game. Usually play ball every Tuesday anyway. There's another one here from Kent talking about Commonwealth. Says Google AI says 10.5 feet below street level for Commonwealth. So like many Cams was telling half truths to impress the youth. Like Uncle Rico. Back in the day, you could throw a football about a quarter mile. DM getting in some history on Commonwealth. It was 42,000 capacity originally with grass in the corners. Added seats there first, as I recall, and the end zone to get it to 60,081 as the official biggest capacity. Upper deck hasn't changed to my knowledge. It's been a good stadium, but to have a conversation about it now and its future, yeah. I mean, it's coming up on 1978. So 50 years old. Triple C in a truck says, my grandma said they used to be able to drive their RV into Commonwealth to watch games. You sure? Interesting. All right, we're going to talk a little MLB when we come back. JP Hornstraw will be joining us from Newsweek. It is the All-Star game. for the MLB, as well as we got Canadian content at the Futures game, and then the Home Run Derby that Fenny's not a fan of. Not a fan, right? All-Star game. Okay, Home Run Derby you like? I'm getting to know you. Thumbs up, he says. More on the Gazzola Show presented by Bet365 right after this.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
No. Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
If you've got a smart speaker, get it to play Sports 1440.
And it doesn't matter when you listen as we roll out the sports talk
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Edmonton's home for sports radio is Sports 1440.
Caesars is Alberta's anytime, anywhere sportsbook. Stay in the action with your favorite teams and players. Whether you're camping, kayaking, or catching a show this summer, bet wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus, Caesars Sportsbook offers fast payouts and flex parlays, a new way to keep your bet alive even if a pick misses. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app today.
Must be 18 or older and physically present in Alberta to gamble. Must be 21 or older to use Caesars Sportsbook. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. Standard message and data rates may apply. Please play responsibly.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think, "Wow, great hair transplant." I want them to think,
Wow, great hair.
"Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today."
The Tom Gazzola Show on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we are here to stay.
$10.22. It's the Tom Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Hope you're doing well out there. Join the conversation. Get at us on the text line 1-833-401-1440. Talk a little baseball. We're talking about the All-Star Game and its format. The NHL changing its All-Star Game format. And with the Home Run Derby coming up today, a lot of the attention will be on the MLB and its All-Star Game. And to discuss, we're going to bring in JP Hornstra from Newsweek, covering the majors. Hey, JP, how are you? Good morning. You doing well?
I'm doing good, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good. No complaints. Nice sunny day here in Edmonton. Finally feels like summer. The ballpark was busy yesterday. We've got a summer college team here that does a great job. The dogs are at the ballpark. Weather was great, so no complaints. Now we shift our attention, obviously, to the MLB, and the boys and I were talking about the All-Star Game and its format and keeping people's attention and the home run derby and its new format. Where do you come out on what they're doing in the MLB All-Star Game?
Well, you've got to serve a lot of masters with this, right? And I think the important thing to remember with the home run derby particularly is that it's going to be on Netflix this year.
Yeah.
And as we've seen in a very limited sample on opening day, Netflix very much wants to do this their own way. Personally, I didn't think there was anything wrong with the home run derby format, but then again, I'm not trying to hit balls over the fence trying to beat a clock. So maybe the players were like, you know what, maybe we can slow things down, do a different format. Maybe Netflix was okay with that. Maybe Netflix wanted it and came to the players and said, hey, how about we do it this way? I'm not sure. But either way, you got to get those two parties on the same page for the home run derby. And then as for the game, there's always been this tension between, well, who gets to pick them? Should the fans get to vote the starters in? And what does it look like if all the fans from one team vote in all the players from that team to start in the All-Star Game, whether they deserve it or not? How many picks should the league get? How many picks should the managers get, the coaches? So it's a lot of competing interests to juggle. And I think in spite of that, they do a pretty good job in the end. We get a little bit to complain about every year, but not a lot.
Well, we always complain about the NHL All-Star Game and its format, and it's taken a weird turn going into next year where it's like nations and mini games and obviously, the evolution of All-Star Games. And we don't even do it in the NFL anymore, obviously. But that was, there's what do they do? It's the
Pro
Bowl games, right? Yeah, and they have the flag football and they've really switched it up, and they do like the skills competition. Baseball is like the one sport where it's kind of stayed relatively the same, but some little tweaks here and there. How about the reaction from baseball fans moving this over to Netflix? I know money talks, and it always does, especially in pro sports, but like the fact that it is going to be on Netflix and not broadcast the traditional way, let's say.
Yeah. It's early, right? Netflix just signed this contract prior to this year. And I think on the one hand, it's maybe a little unfair to judge the Netflix streaming product based on what they did on opening day. Having said that, holy cow, did they put some bells and whistles on what could have just been a really good game between the Giants and the Yankees that stood for itself. People were going to watch regardless of what kind of bumper programming they had, regardless of who was doing the post-game interviews, regardless of the in-game cutaways, and Netflix just wanted all of that in a bag of chips. There were cutaways, there were gimmicks. It was more of a show than a baseball game, if you will. And so I hope the home run derby won't be like that. I think the home run derby, it's not a real game. It's a little less serious. It's an exhibition. It's for fun. So I think maybe this is a little bit more up Netflix's alley. Generally speaking, I think that the American audience will roll with it because so many people in America subscribe to Netflix already. It's not that big of a deal to switch to the streaming product. Internationally, though, this is a huge deal when Netflix put the Dodgers opening day game. Rather, they bought the international rights to the Dodgers opening day game, and Japanese folks don't expect to pay for TV. So that was a huge deal. We'll see, though. We'll see. I think there are a lot of ways it can go right, and there are probably a few ways it can go wrong. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. And there'll be complaints no matter what the product is because you can't please everybody, right?
Yes.
Yeah. JP Hornstra joining us from Newsweek, covering the MLB as we get set for the home run derby. Yeah, the 8, I'm looking at the format here, and obviously the league has it on its website in regard to how this is all going out. So you got the 8 competitors going in the 2026 home run derby. There has been a time element involved in the derby. That is no more. There have been changes to the format, so pay attention. What changes to the format do you think stand out the most or will have the most effect? And do you think that it's going to be better received?
Yeah, I mean, what will have the most effect, obviously, is the pace of it and the fact that it's not bound to a clock anymore. Like I said, I feel like this is one where the pendulum kind of swings back and forth, and you got to kind of try to find a way to land in the middle. And maybe the pendulum has swung too far in the direction of up-tempo, right? Because, again, I'm not the one who's trying to hit balls over the fence as fast as possible. Maybe that's a lot more difficult than we give it credit for, and the players were just so gassed after it last year that they collectively decided there's got to be a better way to do this without being bound to a clock. Will that make for a better spectator experience? I don't know. We'll find out. I feel like in years past, I preferred the faster pace when there was a clock. And if we've learned nothing from Major League Baseball the last few years, those guys aren't going to hurry up unless you put a timer on it.
Yeah.
So, again, we'll see, but I'm somewhat skeptical that it will be more of a spectator-friendly event. I do think it will have the biggest impact, though. And I don't know. I think that it's really fun to see your guys, if you're a fan of a team, in the Derby. And so if you're a fan of the Cardinals or the Phillies or the Yankees or the Red Sox or the White Sox or the Rays or the Royals, you got somebody. And if not, I don't know. Maybe you won't care. Did we need both Harper and Schwarber in there? I don't know. Maybe it's in Philadelphia, whatever.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone with one non-Philly rather than two.
Yeah, totally understandable. But yeah, as a casual D-backs fan, I am not going to be too dialed into this, but we'll see. Maybe
I get it.
Yeah. A very casual D-backs fan over here, JP. That's how I go about it. I say you can hop on and off that bandwagon, and nobody will even say tickety boo. So it's just one of those things. Okay, how about now that we are at this point in the season, as teams get ready to kick it into high gear in the next part after the All-Star break, like what are some of the big storylines that maybe surprise you through the first part of the year?
Yeah, I maybe the biggest storyline is just how many teams are still, able to talk themselves into being postseason contenders, and what effect will that have on the trade deadline here coming right out of the gate? Because as of yesterday, the draft is over. Every executive in baseball is going to start to make preparations for the trade deadline, and I don't know how many of them think they're sellers and how many think they're buyers. There's so few guaranteed teams in that seller category this year. I'm looking at the Rockies and the Mets and the Angels and probably the Giants, but beyond that, I'm not quite sure how many sellers we're going to get. And it was really interesting for me to hear Jerry DiPoto say, I think it was on MLB Network Radio, that he thinks there will be teams that are in contention trading with other teams in contention. Swapping a strength for a weakness. And I think those trades are actually really fun. I just don't know how many of them there will be. So who sorts themselves out as a contender, who falls out of the race, and how that all affects the trade deadline is probably the first thing that I'm going to be watching after the All-Star break.
JP, I joke about the Diamondbacks thing, but lots of Blue Jays fans, obviously, in our neck of the woods, and the disappointment of the season that they're having after going to the World Series last year. What's your take on those Jays?
Well, for one thing, I think the one thing that I would say, I don't know how much reassurance it would be, is that there's a World Series hangover. Like, it's real. If you play more games than any other team in year one, year two is just going to be a little bit tougher because you had a shorter off season. The weight of expectations might be weighing on you, but I think more than that, just the weight of trying to both physically gear back up for another 162 game season and mentally prepare for that long haul as well. It's tough. It just is. That's every sport. That's not just baseball. And so I think the Blue Jays are feeling some of that. The one thing I really can't explain is what happened to Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah.
Seeing what he did in September and October of last year, and then to just fall off a cliff. Like, you would expect that at the very least, somebody who had in the past struggled to hit the ball for power in the air, clearly tapped into something last October when the Blue Jays needed it the most, and just whatever mechanically, mentally, physically was going into that, he just lost it. He just straight up lost it. And for a player who age-wise should be in his prime, that's completely inexplicable to me. most of what ails that team is explicable, but that one is not.
Yeah, it's been baffling. Do you think the big ticket and that contract kicking in weighs on him? Because he seems like the type of guy that's got a ton of confidence. And if anyone could handle something like that, he would be the one. So I found that fascinating too. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if it necessarily weighs on him on day one, right? But you get off to a slow start, and then the questions start to creep in week 2, and you're unable to answer them for whatever reason. Just, again, something mechanically, physically, mentally is not there. And then it can compound, it can spiral. And if you're a guy who's accustomed to success and doesn't have this reservoir of recovering from failure that you can dip into, that you remember, oh yeah, when I had this problem in the past, this is how I got out of it. Well, getting out of it can be really tough. And that might be the most salient explanation I can muster for why it hasn't happened. And yeah, the contract plays into that a little bit. But I think probably more than that, it's, you know, the lack of past failure and recovery from that.
Right.
Sometimes that just happens. And with Guerrero, it's just taking a really long time for him to turn things around. The last week going into the break was a good one for him. He probably is the last guy who wants to take 3 days off right now, but he's getting it whether he wants to or not. And, for better or worse, he won't be playing in the All-Star game. He chose not to.
Yep.
We'll see how he comes out of the gate in the second half, but he did hit the ball a little bit better at the end of the first half.
We'll see if this little refresh gets him going in the latter half of the season. Hey, JP, who do you got to win it today in the home run derby? Do you got a pick?
It's always the guy I last expect.
Okay.
It's never the one you pick. So it is like convenient as it would be to say Schwarber or Harper, 2 great home run hitters at their home field. Let's go with Jordan Walker. You know, kid goes out there, has fun, no pressure. He's having a good season. He can hit the ball over the fence. Why not? Let's take Jordan.
I love it. Hey, JP, appreciate you doing this. Thanks for hopping on today. Enjoy the All-Star game, and look forward to chatting with you again.
You too, Tom. Thanks.
Awesome stuff there from JP Hornstra from Newsweek covering the majors. Brando, you were laughing when you heard him say Walker.
Well, like that's what's great about the home run derby is that, yeah, all the big names are fun to latch onto, but the reality is that even if the prices that Bet365 tell us that there's a pecking order here, dude, any one of them can win it.
Sure.
Any one of them could win it. And it's just about like he touched on right off the start when you guys were broaching the topic about, like, if you're a fan of these teams, the Cards, the Rays, the White Sox, the Red Sox, obviously the hometown Phillies, like there's the Royals with Caglione in the mix. Like you're latched onto that. I think it's a fun element to go off the board. And if you are doing some sprinkling, it's a good, like, anything can happen. You get a pretty good payout should it come to fruition with the likes of Jordan Walker actually winning this thing.
I have it up here at Bet365. I'm just looking though, because I need the American, like the plus 300. Like I like that system, but you could bet Bryce Harper to win outright.
He's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I've got Schwarber, shortest odds, plus 290. And Contreras, actually the longest, at plus 1,400. Harper plus 850. Jordan Walker, which was a JP's pick, he's plus 700. My pick, Murakami, is plus 550. So you're getting a pretty good price no matter where you go. If you're really like Ben Rice, who for the Yankees has been very important for them this year, and they've been struggling since Judge goes down to injury, as you'd expect with your MVP caliber player. But Ben Rice at plus 950. If I didn't hate the Yankees so much, I would probably bet that.
There are people who hate the Yankees.
But I hate the Yankees, so I'm not betting that.
You're one of them.
Kevin Karras, noted Yankees fan.
Really?
If he knew how to operate the incredibly simple app that is Bet365. Actually, well, if Kevin had a smartphone still, which I'm not convinced he does, I think he probably threw it in the river and went and found a Motorola at the local pawn shop.
Flip phone?
Yeah, just an old flip one. Even he could figure it out, but he would be betting Ben Rice at plus 950. I'm sure of it.
Schwarber. I'm going to go with Schwarber.
Schwarber, you're taking the chalk?
Yeah.
Hey, but it's still nearly going off at 4-1. So
take that chalky bet. You do you, though. Bet responsibly.
Always.
Always. If you're going to sprinkle on there. Good stuff from JP Hornstra. Talk a little baseball when we come back. Final segment of the Gazzola Show brought to you by Bet365.
At GS Construction, people grow with the company. 50 years of experience doesn't live in a binder on a shelf. It lives in our people at every level, passed down on every site. Many of us started with a shovel in our hands and built whole careers here. The work is honest. The company's been around since 1974. So if it all sounds good to you and you want to grow with us, GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. No shovel required. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your fix. Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440.
Kickoff is coming July 17th. Elks, Lions at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. It's Dog Days of Summer presented by ATCO Energy. Bring your pup and watch the game in an exclusive section. Get your tickets at goelks.com/tickets.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
No! Canada is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus only. T's and C's apply.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV with a question. Are you camp ready? Camp Ready is our 12-month RV maintenance plan. You might think from talking to you on the radio or my online videos that I'm a do-it-yourselfer, but you'll notice the real work is being done by my maintenance team, the same team that looks after your RV when you become Camp Ready.
Camp Ready is a custom scheduled maintenance plan for your used RV.
That's right, Bob. For one predictable monthly fee, your fall winterization is handled, spring startup is on your schedule, roof assessments twice a year, and if something goes wrong during the summer season, guess who goes to the front of the line? That's right, people like you who are Camp Ready.
You're expanding Camp Ready memberships now, right, Rick?
Bingo, Bob. We're accepting 100 new members. We have to keep it limited due to the capacity of our team, so we know we can serve you dependably. Ask about Camp Ready next time you see us.
And that's Noble.
NobleRV.ca.
The Tom Gazzola Show. Oiler insider and Jersey aficionado. Edmonton's sports leader. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Presented by Bet365. Alberta, we're here to stay.
Final segment here on the Gazzola Show, presented by Bet365. Tom, Brandon, Fenny with you. Hope you're having a lovely Monday. Should be great out there. I think the weather's probably like we're inside. I can't see, and there's no windows around us, but it sounds like it's really nice out there.
Every person that's come in has
raved.
led us to believe that that's the case.
I hope so. In about 18 minutes or so, I'll pop outside and see if the sun's playing along quite nicely. I am wearing my shorts. I feel very good.
Got your shorts on.
Got my short pants on. Yep. Good to go. You could text us a couple of texts in regard to the All-Star game I want to get to here. 1-833-401-1440. Bob texting in says, I say Vlad misses Bo and Bo misses Vlad. Weird. Do you think that messes with them? Because they're bros.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they've been playing together for
ever
10 years or now, if we go back to their starts in the minors, maybe even longer than that, actually, now that I think about it. But I think that that's an excuse in the early going of a campaign, like with such a big change. You're not seeing the same faces around the park every day. And in this case, one particular face that has been a staple of your baseball career, professional career. Now, with that being said, they are professionals. You would expect that there's an ability to move on, and it's not like either guy hasn't been played without the other due to injuries and different changing circumstances. So it is odd when you look at how poorly Bichette started with the Mets. And I mean, the Mets are just a disaster.
What was the Little League home run we saw last week?
Oh, well, actually, that was them scoring it. Which is
that's right.
usually
It was Kansas that
it
messed it up.
it was the Royals. Usually it's the other way around. The Mets are the one committing 3 errors on one play, resulting in runs scored.
That's right.
Now, the Royals absolved them of some embarrassment in one moment, sure, but the Mets are still probably the biggest negative surprise across the entirety of baseball this season. So, and Bichette's been much better lately. Like, from a hitting perspective, the defense is still weird because they're asking him to play third base, and he had to play shortstop when Lindor was hurt for a long stretch. I think he played there full time during that run. So, long way around of saying, at this point of the season, that should not be an excuse for Guerrero. Like, and he's what Bichette's bat can do to your lineup and insulate a guy, sure. But like, Okamoto has been excellent.
Yes.
Right? Like, there should be something in the sense of, yeah, you lose Bichette, but Okamoto's been good. And he's not as likely to get you with base hits and stuff, but the power threat that he provides, depending how the lineup's situated on a day-to-day basis, I'm kind of like, all right, we're past that element now too, where it's like we miss Bichette's bat for what it does to your lineup construction.
You know what blew my mind, and it's still to this day from this season and in regard to Vladdy, is there was a headline, I think it was like a month into the season, that said we should just accept him as a line drive hitter instead of a power hitter. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, what do you mean change the way we view him and his hitting approach? The guy's always been blasting bombs. I found that. I was startled to read it. But yeah, his game this year, no bueno, as they say. In regard to the All-Star game being on Netflix and the Home Run Derby, Neil says, glad it's on Netflix. This junk won't be tying up one of my regular channels. Yeah, but this is in the summer. This is the quietest time in the world of sports. I know we've got the World Cup, but there's no action today. And people have said the text did come in earlier in the day, and I've seen it over the last few years. This is where the CFL should step up because of the lull in the schedule and take advantage and have its attention of the sporting world, especially in Canada, obviously, on it.
But if it falls on a Monday and Tuesday,
like,
and a Wednesday, like for the day after, like, CFL isn't playing on those days.
No.
So there's nothing you can do about it.
I understand the rationale, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Rod in the Valley hopping in there says, for a power hitter in such a long season, is Vlad burnt out? Do you think so, Brando?
I think he might be burnt out emotionally.
Okay.
At this point, physically, I just can't see it. Right? Like, yes, baseball's a grind. We know that, but he's a veteran. It's not like this is a guy his first year in the bigs, getting used to the schedule. And most MLB players grinded out in the minors for at least a year or two before they crack it in the bigs.
Yes.
And that is a way tougher grind. Like, this is the major leagues. These guys have every commodity available to them.
Oh, they are set up quite well.
For recovery, rest, all these things. That doesn't change how many games they're playing. It's still a ton. But that grind is not. And like I said, it's a small adaptation period when you're cutting your teeth, cracking in. Guerrero's been around for 10 years already.
It's crazy that he's been around that long.
It's just, to me, it boils down to he's just fighting it. Like, it's just one of those times where this is the first time in his pro career, really, that he's had this long of a struggle, and he is struggling to pull out of it. Maybe this break comes at the perfect time, a little mental reset.
Yep.
You're away from the game for a few days. Take a deep breath and, rejoin later this week, hopefully with a fresh perspective, fresh outlook.
They could use it, that's for sure. And then the other thing that JP said that was interesting, how many teams think they're contenders and not pretenders.
Yeah.
That, to me, will be fascinating to see. And then the moves that we do see at the trade deadline. If a lot of teams think they're in the mix and have a shot, it could be pretty spicy at the trade deadline in baseball. All right. Got a few minutes left here. Big thank you to Austin Mack, who stopped in on the show earlier. JP Hornstra, obviously, low tide. It's been good. Week number 2 of the Tom Gazzola show. I've enjoyed this. This has been really pleasant, I would say. Justin texting in says, hey, I'm enjoying this. Nice work. Thank you. The love is mutual. Get to know Fenny. How you doing over there?
Living the dream, Tom.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like bringing you in.
I'm glad and I appreciate it. I really do. I'm just keeping tabs on the Tyler Yaremchuk ace race currently.
Hey, how are we doing over there? Give us an update.
He's at ball 371, reloaded on some balls, so he's got nothing on the green. They cleared it up for him. But I would say the closest he was been is when we checked in after remembering that it was going on. But
do you think he gets it?
No, I don't. It's like people play golf for years and years and years, and they will never make one. So, I mean, get as many swings at the hole as possible. I hope I'm wrong. This would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would be great.
And there's a charity component.
And there's a charity component to this as well. But I don't think he pots one.
I'm rooting for him. Also, say he gets one, it doesn't count. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it doesn't count for real.
No.
This is it's like a mini putt hole in one. Or has anyone here ever been to the Creekside Golf Course in Fairmont? The holes are huge. They're 3 times the size of a regular hole.
Really?
Oh, yeah. If you get a hole in one there, it doesn't count because.
What about hitting a hole in one on the sim?
No, that doesn't count either. You got to be able to walk over, pull your ball out of the cup, and go, yeah, I actually hit this over a water hazard. Except
Ty'll walk up there and pull the ball out.
This isn't a regular round of golf. It has to be a regular round of golf.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He'll still, put it in a case or whatever and have it signed, framed, whatever, and it'll be up in the Oilers Nation studio by the end of the day, basically, if he makes one, I think.
That's funny. It would be. He would do that, I would think.
It might not even be him that does it. It might be one of the producers out in the back or whatever. Maybe they auction off the ball or something like that. I think all of a sudden it becomes a very hot commodity here in the city of Edmonton.
Hey,
you never know.
You never know. Biased Oiler fan hopping in says, no sports should be on streaming services only, in my opinion. Too many old folks who are diehard fans that can't figure out streaming. WWE is now streaming, right? They went to Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. MLS is on Apple TV. I know we can see games, some TFC games, obviously. As TSN has them, I believe. Yeah. Where else? Well, now we know we have Monday night games on Amazon Prime here in Canada. It does create stress. I think it frustrates some people, but this is the nature of media and the broadcasts, and that's where the big money is. All these streaming services, especially Netflix, obviously, mega bucks, and we're watching networks shut down stations. Last week, Sportsnet, 2 stations, good friends and people losing their jobs last week. And it's the streaming services that have the bucks. So annoying and frustrating, sure. But that's kind of where everything's shifting.
Yeah, it's not going away anytime soon. I mean, MLB Friday games on Friday on Apple TV.
Yep.
Right, every week. We know now. I think we're kind of lucky that in Canada all the NFL games are still on cable, like they
Yes.
still run on TSM. But Amazon Prime has Thursday Night Football games.
Yep.
We know they do the Netflix games, and I shouldn't say all the games because those Netflix games, even in Canada, are only available on Netflix on Christmas.
That's right.
It's there'll just be more, not less, moving forward. That now, if it's an opportunity that you can watch it in more than one place, I think people would prefer that. But that's kind of like the nature of the business is that these networks and streaming services bid for the rights. They pay an exorbitant amount of money for them. You can only watch it where they're getting the coinage for it.
Right.
From their ad sales on their network, their subscriptions on the streaming service side, right?
Yep.
It's kind of just the age of like you can watch some games here, some games there, and it's all convoluted where you're paying just as much as you would have for a full cable package back in the day, but now you just have 10 streaming services instead.
It's wild. You know, there's what do they call it? The cord cutters that dip out of being on cable or having traditional cable. But like you said, Paramount Plus, Apple TV, YouTube Premium, Netflix, Amazon Prime. I'm probably forgetting a million. Disney Plus. Now you have all of these different outlets, and you're paying even more money than you were before for a robust cable package.
Yeah,
it's insane, and it's going to continue to go that way. So I'm curious to see how it looks. I'll take a look at the Home Run Derby today, maybe some of the All-Star game, but it's not really my jam. I used to like it more when I was smaller, when I was a kid, younger. But nowadays it's not the same. Format change or not, I'll take a look. But yeah, it's interesting, and yes, frustrating because of all the different outlets now that they're putting these games and leagues on. How about DAZN in the CFL? That's going to be its own thing as well. So that's it's just the nature of the beast these days. Boys, anything else from today? I think today was a good way to come back.
Well, we're literally the quietest part of the sporting calendar.
And we got through it.
We're just plugging through. We'll do our best. I'm thinking I need to do some days counting. It's probably about time we start ramping up to our NFL team previews. We want to get through as many teams as we can before our season kicks off. Might have to start sooner rather than later.
Hey, I'm here for it. Let's go Cardinals. Michelle, you get the final say today. Hoping your M-Chuck gets the hole-in-one. Michelle does. And she says, great show. Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate it very, very much. Thank you to Austin Mack from the Elks for stopping by. Spec, as always. Of course, Alan Mitchell, Low Tide. We had great Cam and Eggs today talking about stadiums and Commonwealth and all of that. JP Hornstra, fantastic. Big thank you to Fenny. Big thank you to Brandon. That's going to do it for the Gazzola Show. Brought to you by Bet365. As we say goodbye, of course, one more sports update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of RE/MAX Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly, 780-265-0165. Have a great day, everyone. Here's Brando.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Another RFA off the board as the Buffalo Sabres have come to terms with Peyton Krebs on a 4-year deal that'll pay him an average annual value of $4.5 million. The 25-year-old had filed for arbitration earlier this month. Gets a new deal done. Recorded 12 goals, 39 points in all 82 games with the Sabres last year. Quiet day in the sporting world. MLB All-Star break underway, and with that, the Home Run Derby tonight from Philadelphia. 8 participants in a new format. Available on Netflix beginning at 6 o'clock. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
It's cone season at McDonald's, which means vanilla cones are $1 each plus tax in the McDonald's